takes a snap, looks right, back to the left. It's a screen. Helton's ahead for first down yardage. Goal line, touchdown. Shift into cover 3. Fumble.
Picked up by Bedford. Rizzo with the touchdown.
Looks to throw it again. Looks to his left. Delivers over the middle. Oh, it's picked off. Tyler Farrell. They fake it to Rizzo over the middle. Open. Soden. He's got it. He's at the 10 to 5. He's in for a touchdown.
Hey, good evening. Welcome to Bedford High Stadium on this clear and cool Friday night. It's the battle of undefeateds. 6-0, Nashua South. The Panthers coming in with a perfect record, and they're facing the Bulldogs, who are undefeated as well. I'm Harry Kozlowski here with Corey Munstetiger. Corey, I was looking over some of the stats for these teams, and they're like mirror images of each other, exact matches. Looking at Bedford's points for and against, they've scored 250 points this year in their 7 games. That includes the game against Thornton Academy. 35.7 average on offense. They only allowed 76 points. That's about a 10-point per game average. Now look at Nashua South. They've scored 239 points. They're averaging 34, and they're giving up even fewer points, 61, just an 8.7 average.
Yeah, strikingly similar starts to the season here as the Nashua South Purple Panthers come to town. Should be a phenomenal night. Senior night, as you guys see, the senior night ceremony is wrapping up, honoring these 12 seniors. Last regular season home game for the Bedford Bulldogs, and it should be a phenomenal evening.
We had a chance to speak with Coach Zach Matthews about this upcoming game and also some thoughts about last week's Portsmouth game. Let's check in with the coach right now.
We're speaking with Coach Zach Matthews. His Bulldogs are 7-0, 6-0 in New Hampshire play, and their latest win, a 35-0 rob over Portsmouth Oyster River. Coach, despite that lopsided score, I'm going to guess you weren't fully pleased with your team's performance. A lot of penalties, including personal fouls on defense that extended drives, not to mention an untimely turnover.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's always something to improve on. I think, I had some thoughts as far as, going into that game. I think it's a difficult test in a different way for a group of teenagers. Not a physical test, but more a mental test. We knew coming in that Portsmouth had yet to win a game that year, and obviously us being undefeated, playing on a Saturday afternoon out of our routine. I think, you could kind of sense it in the environment at the stadium. It was a pretty flat environment. There wasn't a whole lot of excitement from either team. And so I definitely think we used it as a learning situation for our student athletes and just talked about kind of the mindset. I think oftentimes people forget these are 15, 16, 17-year-old kids. These are not professional athletes. And so maintaining that focus throughout a 9-week regular season a lot of times is really difficult. And so there's definitely a lot that we can learn from that experience. And obviously we have a much different situation on our hands this Friday night.
Let's talk about some of the good things that happened on Saturday. Jack May, he was sharp, 15-21, 3 touchdown passes, no interceptions. Brody Helton got more involved in the passing game. And players like Noah Casamasino and Dustin Westcott increased their contributions as well. Were you and your coaching staff trying some new player combinations on offense to see what you could do with them?
I don't think it's necessarily trying new player combinations. I think it's just a situation where the game situation and the environment that day allowed us to use a lot of different kids. And so Portsmouth was definitely taking away certain aspects of the game, but there were a lot of others where we were able to get a lot of people involved. And so, for us, we've talked about this a little bit before in some of our other interviews early in the season, but we want to get as many kids involved as possible. Obviously, there's, certain players who are really important to our scheme, and they're going to be part of it every week. But we need to have some of those supporting players or some of those players that are in supporting roles right now step up in other situations, because as the season goes on, everybody does a lot of scouting and a lot of film work. They know who your best players are. And so they're going to try to take those guys away, and we're going to need other people to step up. So certainly the contributions we got from kids like Noah and Dustin, are going to be big for us as we move down the road, just so they're developing more confidence moving toward the postseason.
Now you've got a big game on Friday against Nashua South. They're coming in undefeated as well, and this game will likely decide who wins the West Conference, and along with that, earning a bye for the playoffs. What does your scouting tell you about the Panthers?
Yeah, Nashua South has done a really good job this year. They returned a lot of athletes from last year, so I think they're very different than us in that regard. I think they have a bunch of kids who kind of took their lumps last year in a season that they were kind of up and down. And now those kids, you can see that they're playing with a lot more confidence. And, I think that they've done a really nice job putting their athletes in really good situations. They're a really explosive team. You'll see their athleticism, I think, will jump out at you when you watch them. We've seen, some other teams with good athletes, but as far as the combination of athletes they have, this is definitely the best group of athletes we've had to defend as of yet this year. So we're definitely going to have some things that we have to focus on stopping as far as their offense is concerned. They put up a lot of points. And so we're going to have to play a really good defensive game. We're going to have to tackle well in space.
Well, Coach, good luck. Thank you as always, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Let's hear it for your hometown Bedford Bulldogs.
And that was Coach Zach Matthews of the Bulldogs, giving us a little insight on this game. Very big game. We thought the Pinkerton Academy game was going to be a big one. This one will decide for sure who's going to win the Western Conference and the first round bye, and who may well end up the #1 seed.
Yeah, let's not minimize that Pinkerton game, because that was a big one. That was 2 weeks ago, right here at Bedford High School. Of course, Bedford came out victorious, 28-25. A battle between two traditional powerhouses here in New Hampshire. Phenomenal game as Bedford won on pretty much their last drive of the game, putting that game on ice. And that was really their first test of the season. The other games they've really been cruising through. So again, another great test here. Second to last game of the season. Next week they travel out to Keene. Should be a solid team out there as well. But these last two games are really, as you've said and as Coach said, are really going to determine seeding heading into the playoffs.
And the playoffs are just 2 weeks away, and 13 teams make the postseason. We're going to talk more about that in just a moment, but right now it's time for the national anthem as performed by the Bedford Marching Band. Bedford Marching Band with the national anthem. Great performance as always. Want to thank our viewers for tuning in, especially Pauline in Arizona.
Pauline in Arizona.
Want to say hello and thank you for watching. Thanks for being part of Bulldogs Nation.
Eager to watch the halftime for the Bedford Marching Band and Color Guard, so we will bring you that live at halftime.
Also want to welcome our viewers on Nashua ETV 22 and HD channel 1073. Glad to have you on board as well for this broadcast. We're talking about the playoffs. 13 teams get in. And the Central Division in Division 1, Central Conference in Division 1, definitely the strong division. They're likely to send in 6 teams. The top 6 of the 7 teams are likely to make the postseason tournament out of the Central. The East a little weaker. They only have 3 teams that are in, and of course Bedford in the West likely to send 4 teams. Bedford, Nashua South have already punched their ticket. Bishop Girk and Keene are the other 2. Although Keene is sort of on the borderline. They only have 3 wins, and they have Merrimack on their tail, as well as Dover, so they have to keep winning those games. But this contest, as I mentioned, will decide who the #1 seed is, who's going to win the West. The point rating, which is really important, and it's pretty convoluted. It's hard to describe it. It has to do with who you've beaten and who they've beaten. It just goes on and on. But Bedford's rating is 14.0. Nashua South right now, 14.67. So at that number, that rating puts them in the number 1 seed. Bedford can't be the number 2 seed with a 14 because the second and third seeds are the conference winners. In this case would be Londonderry and Exeter. So for Bedford to win this, they would take over the lead in the West. They would take over the lead on point rating, and they would have a number 1 seed going into the tournament.
Yeah, thanks, Harry. Great rundown of how we're heading in and stacking up as we approach the playoffs. Couple of tough seasons out there in the East. Winnicott, normally a very solid team, and they've just been getting handled. They've had a tough one, but or especially early season. But Spalding and Portsmouth Oyster River, who just 2 years ago was vying for top spots in New Hampshire football. We
were at that game, that playoff game, just last year. So yeah, it's a big turnaround in that team. Actually, Winnicott able to turn things around a little bit. They're at 4-2.
True.
And they're the number 3 team in the East right now. So they're in pretty good shape to make the postseason tournament. And
the Bulldogs won the toss here as we get ready. 12 minutes on the board. We're ready to get started here this evening for kickoff.
I wasn't paying attention to them.
Yeah, no problem. They normally defer, but they chose to receive this evening. Want to get their offense on the field quickly as they have Bennett Matthews and Brody Help back deep to receive.
This is a potent offense. The Panthers are, and I think Coach Matthews would rather have the Panthers chase them rather than the other way.
Senior Liam Gallagher will do the kicking for the Nashua South Purple Panthers. Little thunderstruck in the air. Excitement too. And there we go. This kick is swing through, squibbed up the right-hand side, fielded around the 30-yard line, taken into the middle and tackled at the 33. That was Bryson Durso, one of the upbacks for the Bulldogs.
So pretty good line start there. Liam Gallagher, you say? I think his brother's name's Noel. Fight a lot?
I thought you might be going that direction. They tried a reunion, right? Weren't they?
Yeah, I think they're touring.
Okay.
They're trying to hold it together.
Yeah. All right, good. Jack May, senior quarterback, has the Bulldogs at the line of scrimmage, ready to start play. First offensive possession for the Bulldogs. 2 receivers left and 2 right. Helton behind him in the backfield will take the handoff, probes up the middle, dances around through that first line of defense, gets out for a 6-yard gain, marked down at the 40-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, good first carry there. Helton's sort of your opening act in any game. He's good for a couple of yards, and he gets the offense moving, and keeps you from falling behind the sticks. So that now they've got a 2nd and 6, and they're in pretty good shape here at the just shy of the 40-yard line.
Yeah, 9.3 yards per carry on the season for Helton. He's a beast, and he can break the big ones too. May, again, 2 receivers left and 2 right. Takes the snap, looks to the right, now back to the left, wide receiver screen. It's complete and room. Suazo out, first down yardage and into Panthers territory. He's tackled down close to the 48-yard line where they will spot the Bulldogs for a first down.
Bulldogs going to the air attack quickly here. Usually they try to soften up the defense with a couple of running plays. Right now they take to the air. They go to Suazo, their leading receiver this year, and he picks them up first down, gets them into Panther territory.
Good blocking out there by Casamasino and Flaherty, getting out from that left tackle position, getting some blocks downfield. May, 3 receivers to the right, 1 split end to the left. Helton behind him in the pistol. Helton goes in motion out to the right. He'll take the swing pass, catches it, moves forward, stumbles just a bit, but regains his balance and falls ahead for a 6-yard gain. 2nd and 4 as he's marked down at the 42 of the Panthers.
It's a great throw by May. Throwing that out pass is really hard.
Yes.
Because you got to get it. You got to hit the runner in motion, and that ball landed right in Helton's hands perfectly. He didn't have to slow down for it or anything.
Great observation. That swing pass is a very difficult ball to throw and catch because the running back is in an awkward position. So it takes a lot of practice to get that down. They executed it well there. 2nd and 4 for the Bulldogs. 4 receivers set. Helton is to the left of May in the backfield. Takes the snap, hands it off. Helton off the right-hand side. He's got some room. He's down to the 30. Great cut there at the 25. Pushed out of bounds inside the 20 first down Bulldogs as they're taking it to the Panthers in this first offensive drive.
And Joshua Tripp saving a touchdown right there, getting Helton to go out of bounds at the 19-yard line. Helton just finds another gear and runs away from people. Like I said, Tripp saved them from giving up 6 right there.
Yeah, if we could see that replay again, too, he makes this nice, subtle little cut to get himself at least 10 more yards after he's into the secondary right here. So takes the handoff, breaks through that line of scrimmage. Great blocking at the point of attack. This cut right there as he gets back out to his right-hand side, close to that sideline, giving himself just a touch more space to complete that run. 4 receivers set. May takes the snap, looks right, delivers up the seam, almost caught. Wow, great defensive play. Incomplete pass. Matthews had his hands on it, but broken up very well at the end of that play.
Yeah, Colvin Levesque right there. You know, we've seen Matthews high point balls all season long, but Colvin Levesque, sorry, thank you. He just timed that hit perfectly and knocked the ball out of Matthews' hands, and now it's 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, honestly, that was a tough catch to make. Matthews got both hands on it. If Levesque wasn't there for that play, that's a touchdown. 9:50 to go. First offensive drive for the Bulldogs. 4 receivers set. Now in motion is Matthews. He's the fake. Helton back to the right-hand side, probes the middle, ahead, close to first down yardage as he's inside the 10-yard line, marked at the 9.
I'm going to say he got it.
They do stop the clock, and they do motion first down. So 1st and goal for the Bulldogs on the 9-yard line.
First down.
It's great to have a player like Helton who can pick up a big chunk of yards or get you even a first down after rolling the dice, you know, taking a kind of a high chance play on first down to go for the touchdown.
Unusual mix of talents. He's strong, very well balanced, great field vision, but he also makes incredible cuts.
Well, he made 4 catches last week at Portsmouth, so they're starting to work him into the passing game as well.
4 receivers set again for May. Helton to his right. Takes the snap, hands it off. Helton goes off the left-hand side, drags 2 or 3 tacklers down close to the goal line. Not a touchdown, but he is at the 2-yard line, I believe, where they will mark him down. 2nd and goal from the 2.
Yeah, he showed some real power here. He was met right at the line of scrimmage by that outside linebacker, and he just blew right through him, and he just kept powering through the tackles and fought his way down to the 2-yard line. So another great power run, an angry run by Brody Helton.
4 defenders in on that tackle eventually, as Helton requires a busload of players to bring him down. They go with their tight formation, 2 wings with Helton behind May. Snap. He takes it off the right-hand side, meets a linebacker in the hole and runs him over. It's a touchdown. Helton 2 yards on the carry, and the Bulldogs go up early.
3-yard touchdown run by Brody Helton.
That's all Brody Helton. They've got him fired up, put his head down, met the tackler there at the 1-yard line, said, "You're not stopping me." Took him right into the end zone. Touchdown, Bedford.
An efficient drive by the Bulldogs as they took the opening kickoff, drove from their own 34-yard line. Petrie on for the extra point, back from injury. The kick is up. It looks good. It is good. And the Bulldogs up 7-0 with 8:24 to go here in the first quarter.
BCTV's live channels are on-demand content are easier to access than ever before, thanks to the Bedford Community Television app, available for free download on Apple iOS and Android Play Store. Just download the Bedford Community Television app from your app store today and enjoy our content anytime, anywhere on a tablet or your phone. And congratulations to the Bedford golf team. They've won the state championship about a week and a half ago at Canterbury Woods. Tough, windy conditions, but the team bested second-place Dover by 19 shots. How about that for a victory?
Can you put more emphasis on that? 19 shots, Harry. That's ridiculous. That's a state championship.
And they were 20 strokes above third-place Londonderry.
That is amazing.
So good work.
I mean, Canterbury Woods, have you played up there? Nice course. Some elevation change. Very nice spot to have a state championship.
I've been there to cover golf for the Union Leader. I don't actually play the game myself.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
But I did cover one of the earlier state championships in, I think it was 2013. I was up there for the Union Leader covering.
Okay. Great. Yeah, tough course. And again, great venue for the high schoolers to take on that state championship. When that wind gets going, I can imagine that would cause fits for those golfers on that course. But I mean, 19 strokes.
You're feeling it, that to hit that many shots and to pull away from some pretty good teams.
I mean, I feel like the principal in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but 9 times, no, not 9, 19. And the Bulldogs kicking it off. Squibber up the middle, rolling down to the 18-yard line where it's fielded by the Panthers, and then wrapped up quickly. Nice special teams coverage by Noah Casamasino. The return man, Colin Kachanik, wrapped up right there at the 25. They'll mark him at the 26, where the Panthers will take over on their first offensive possession.
Yeah, that guided missile there. Casamasino wearing number 4, coming from behind, pulling down Kachanik. And the Panthers will start at just outside the 25-yard line, called 26, 1st and 10, 8:20 to go here in the first. Bulldogs up 7-0.
Cody Jackson brings the Panthers offense out, man in motion from left to right. He'll hand it off. This is Kyle Emmons, tries to get outside that right end, and he's ahead for 4 yards. 2nd and 5. I guess they'll give him 5 yards as it's marked on the 30-yard line.
Panthers getting right back to the line of scrimmage. A bit of a hurry up here.
3 receivers set, a back on either side of Jackson. He fakes the handoff. He's going to run the option out to the left-hand side. He's got some room. He's out to the 40, into the 50, into Bedford territory. Tackled by Matthews as he was coming all the way across from the defensive secondary on the weak side. Tackles it. Great play there by Jackson. Saw some room, tucked it under his arm, and really didn't get touched until he was past the 50-yard line.
I thought Bedford had it pretty well defended, at least defended for the pitch. So I think they got fooled when he decided to carry it.
Jackson here will keep it again. He's going to go out to the right-hand side, but he's stacked up behind the line of scrimmage. I believe that was Jake Sheff out there in on the first contact for the Bulldogs. So he'll lose a yard or so. Call it 2nd and 11. 5 receivers set for Jackson. A hurry-up offense. Again, quick throw out to the left-hand side, incomplete. Can't make the connection to Emmons as he tried a quick slant from that middle position on the left side. 3 receivers set.
Panthers are definitely in a hurry up here, trying to catch the Bulldog defense off guard.
Yeah, tough one there, though. That hurry-up might have hurt them because now it's 3rd and 11. And we're going to get a timeout here. Let's see what the timeout is. Oh, they spotted at the wrong spot. So it's back to the 45-yard line. They adjust that. And it's a 4 receiver set again for Jackson. 3 out to the left, 1 to the right. He takes the snap and rolls to his left. Looks downfield, feels some pressure, steps up. Now he's up the middle, incomplete. As he was looking for Diego Cabrera, I believe.
Yes, it was number 6, the intended target. And the throw a little bit off. Cabrera couldn't adjust to it. But look at that, he had a initial target that was closed off to him. And then he tried to go to a second choice, Cabrera. Cabrera could not make the catch. And a big 4 and out. I guess a stop on downs here for the Bulldogs, not a 3 and out.
4th and 11. The Panthers are forced to punt. Snap is back. Kick gets off. Bounces at the 16-yard line. Fielded there by Matthews. He takes it off that left side. Dances along that left sideline and then is eventually forced out close to the 30-yard line. And the defense for the Bulldogs holds well on the Panthers' first possession.
Hey, best of luck to the Bedford field hockey team. They won their initial round game against Londonderry 6-0. And now they get to travel to Exeter to take on the number 3 seed Blue Hawks. It is a 3 p.m. state quarterfinal, and that game will be on BC TV. We're picking up the Exeter Blue Hawk media feed of that game, so you can watch that tomorrow, 3 o'clock on one of the BC TV channels.
Jack May back to the line of scrimmage. 4 receivers set. Helton set to his right in the shotgun. He takes the snap, hands it off. Helton up the middle, off the right guard, out beyond the 35-yard line to the 37. 7-yard gain, 2nd and 3.
Yeah, Helton getting closer to his 9-yard per carry average here, starting out a little slow now, picking up bigger chunk yards. One thing he needs to do is really hold on to that ball a little better. I don't know if you noticed that somebody was tugging on his arm there. He did have a turnover last week in Portsmouth. He was just about ready to cross the goal line, and the ball got ripped out of his hands, and I'm sure Coach Matthews asked him to be a little more cognizant of keeping that ball close.
Back on either side of May, the Panthers with their 3-4 set. Motion left to right as Matthews out. Swing pass. He makes it. Now it's a double pass. They look downfield looking for Elsmore. He's got it. Complete down inside Panthers territory. Good defense, though, there, as that you thought Tripp might have been a little confused by the double pass. It's complete, though. Huge gainer as the Bulldogs are inside Panthers territory and marked down at the 24-yard line.
I had a hunch something was up when the pass was going backwards. You don't really see too many backward passes in the Bulldogs offense, and I wondered if that might have been a possibility of a throw there by Matthews. Sure enough, he completes one to Elsmore, and they're into Panther territory now, 1st and 10 at 24.
Fun wrinkle to their offense. Matthews played quite a bit of quarterback as he was growing up too. May now, little toss sweep to Helton off to the left-hand side. Picking up a few blockers, gets out for a 6-yard gain. Pushed out at the 19-yard line.
Joshua Tripp, one of the tacklers there for the Panthers. Good pickup there. They're going to give him, is it 4 yards they're going to call that? It looks closer to 5. Yeah, it's going to be a 5-yard pickup. They're just inside the 20-yard line here, 2nd and 5.
Bulldogs get it into the red zone. Second offensive possession, again, very efficient in their first offensive possession, marching 66 yards. They're looking to do a 70-yard drive here. 7-0 for the Bulldogs early. They have their bulky offense on, 2 tights, 2 wings. Matthews will take a handoff and go off the right-hand side. He's down to the 10, close to the 5-yard line. He's finally tackled there by number 42, Raymond Karuru.
That was interesting. Matthews got up and ran into the end zone like he didn't get tackled. I want to see what he was doing here on the replay.
Yeah, honestly, sometimes those tacklers, they pull the runner down on top of them, and maybe an elbow or a knee doesn't touch, right?
He was not down.
Strange one there. He felt it.
Referees blew the whistle.
It looked like he was down, but I'm not sure a knee or an elbow actually touched. That's very nice awareness by Matthews. Unfortunately, the whistle blew. 2 tight, 2 wing set again for the Bulldogs. Matthews Helton behind May this time. Matthews goes in motion. Handoff to Helton, right side. He'll take it through and into the end zone. Touchdown, Helton.
6-yard carry.
6-yard carry for Helton. He puts the Bulldogs up 13-0, 4:08 left in the first quarter.
And now we're seeing the benefit of taking the ball on the opening drive. They got in front of the Panthers. They were able to stop them on downs and now scored another one. And now it's a 2-score game here for the Bulldogs. 4:08 left in the first quarter, and they can go up here 14-0.
Zach Petrie on for the extra point, makes his approach. It looks good. It is good. And the Bulldogs up 14-0. Making use of their 2 first offensive drives.
Number 9, Sam Levine, came very close to blocking it. Let's take a look here. That gets a little closer than it was from my perspective. So great kick, great drive. Bulldogs 2 for 2 on offense, and they have a 14-0 lead here over the Purple Panthers. Girls soccer team capped off their regular season with a 2-1 win at Dover on Thursday. They now head into the state tournament, where there will be either a 2 or 3 seed and hosting a game on Tuesday. Is that correct?
Tuesday, I believe, yeah.
Yes. Is it if they're 2nd seed, they get a bye? Okay, so that's the question. 3 seed, they play. 2 seed, they have a day off.
Well, and there could be a 3-way tie for that 2nd seed, as Athletic Director Corey Parker was describing to us earlier before the game. Petrie ready to kick it off from his 40-yard line. Makes his approach, swings it through, squibs it up the right side, fielded at the 20-yard line, and then dancing out of bounds is Colin Kachanek. He'll be marked at his own 25-yard line. That'd be interesting there if Kachanek had let that roll. That might have actually trickled out of bounds, but the timing of that might have been tough.
I have to see the replay, but I think one of the Panthers up men touched the ball, put a hand up and might have deflected it slightly. which is why he could not. It was a live ball at that point.
Yeah.
They had to make a play for it.
Fair enough.
So another start at their 25-yard line, 1st and 10. 14-0 is the score. Bulldogs on top.
Jackson, 4-receiver set, takes the snap, swings it out to the right-hand side quickly, complete, and dodging a defender was a Panther wideout. Got ahead for a 3-yard gain. That's number 8, Kyle Emmons. He limps to the sideline, though, after that play.
Matthews was the attempted tackler there.
Showed some excellent athleticism there as he kept his balance. Quickly now, run off the right-hand side. Off right tackle ahead for 2 or 3 yards as the Panthers continue to play hurry up here.
But now they're in a 3rd down and 5. Not an automatic here.
I believe that was Sam Levine. And now they're huddling pretty close to that line of scrimmage. Tight splits, and now they'll spread out a little bit as they felt the Bulldogs defense were defending it well. Jackson steps back, looks to the sideline. They spread things out. 4 receivers set. Jackson steps back into the shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off. Right side, hands on him quickly, and I think he's short of that 1st down. He needed to make it to the 35-yard line, and it looks like they're marking him at the 34, so this might be a 4th and 1 here.
Matthew Ben was the tackler. He got behind him, slowed him down, and then brought him down eventually.
And they go for it, 4th and 1. They run it right up the middle, and they get it. Sam Levine takes it off the right tackle. That's somewhat of a risky play, 4th and 1 on your own 34, but there was no hesitation by head coach Scott Knight. He got it to the line of scrimmage, ran the play, and it's a 1st down for the Panthers.
Yeah, well, they didn't want to give the ball back to the Bedford Bulldogs without scoring any points on this possession.
Motion right to left. Jackson takes the snap, hands it off. Disrupted in the backfield quickly.
Yeah, Brody Helton was the tackler in the backfield.
Josh
engaged
Tripp.
by blocker.
Flaherty runs off quickly. Jackson, hurry up offense, takes the snap, fakes it. He'll play the option, running out to the right-hand side. Gets up the middle, fights through 3 or 4 Bedford tacklers out to the 44-yard line. And quickly back to the line of scrimmage.
Jackson sold that fake very well.
3rd and 5 here for the Panthers. Tough for us to keep our rhythm here as they're getting the snap off so quickly. 4 wide receivers set for Jackson. Man in motion right to left. Takes the snap, fakes it, goes back to the right-hand side and tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Great job. Wrapping him up was Jake Sheff, the senior captain. Tackle for loss there, and they're 4th and 6, and they look like they might go for it here again. Jackson to the line of scrimmage. Looks to the sideline, tries to get the set. Empty backfield. There's a false start, and we see the flag. Far side wide receiver anticipated the snap and made a movement early, so they'll back him up 5 yards, and Coach Knight will have a different down and distance to contemplate here. Yeah, exactly.
That receiver on the far end of the field jumping.
Josh Tripp just a little before the snap. And this is going to be a little bit harder 4th down as it's 4th and 11.
And I think they're going to send the punt team out there now. They're not feeling that lucky.
Making some substitutions we see as they put their special teams unit on.
And Bennett Matthews goes back for Bedford to receive the kick. 1:14 left here in the 1st quarter. There's a chance for Bedford to get another possession here in the 1st quarter. They've scored on their first 2. They lead 14-0.
Preston Boys back to punt. Shanks it a bit. Yeah, he's off to the right-hand side and well short and to the right. And it's marked at the Bedford 49-yard line as they were hoping for a bit more distance out of Boys on that one, but actually they're going to mark it right at midfield.
I mean, that was a net, 11-yard kick?
Yeah, tough one there.
Yeah, not the plan.
So the Bulldogs benefit from good field position as they make a defensive stop and start right here on the midfield stripe. 4 receivers set for May, Helton behind him in the backfield. 3 receivers near side, 1 far side into the boundary. Casamasino goes in motion right to left. Helton takes the handoff. He's met behind the line of scrimmage. but falls ahead for a 1-yard gain as he carries 3 tacklers about 2 or 3 yards just to get that 1 yard. They'll mark him at the 48, so it'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Kevin Nbuisi was one of the tacklers, number 50, and number 9, Sam Levine.
Nbuisi, number 50, is senior captain for the Panthers, playing that defensive tackle position. That 3-down set, 3-4 defense for the Panthers. 4 receiver set again, 3 receivers to the right. May takes the snap, throws out to the left-hand side, complete to Suazo. He's got first down yardage into Panther territory down at the 35-yard line.
And Suazo,
first down Bedford.
Suazo got the first down right at the catch, but that nifty little move there to freeze the defensive back bought him another 5 yards right there.
Yeah, good cut, stabs that left foot, outside foot, cuts it back inside. Panthers just were pursuing quite well, so they were able to make the tackle on the 35, and that'll do it for the first quarter. 14-0 is your score. We'll switch ends and resume play for the second.
You know, it's easy to listen to Bedford 105.1 online. Go to wbnh.bedfordnh.org or our other website, bedford1051.com, and you will find a stream link there. We also stream on phone apps like TuneIn, MyTuner, Simple Radio, Radio Garden. And if you have an Alexa device at home, just say, Alexa, play Bedford 105.1.
Best of luck to the field hockey team.
Bulldogs again in action next week at Keene as they travel out there Friday, November 1st. A little bit earlier start than usual, 6:30 start, so a bit of travel Friday afternoon for the Bulldogs.
I feel like they did that just for us so we can get back at a reasonable hour.
That's so nice of them.
So the game's going to be on radio, although we're going to bring a camera with us, so the video will be delayed. We'll have it for you on Saturday, but the live broadcast will be on radio. And speaking of radio, not to toot my own horn, but the New Hampshire Association of Broadcasters granted Mike Awards were Wednesday. And once again, Bedford 105.1 winning Best LPFM in the state.
Harry, no surprise. No surprise. 4 receivers set for the Bulldogs. May takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Helton now over the middle, and it's picked off. That sailed on him.
Oh, they're calling it incomplete.
Ooh, that's
they said it hit the ground.
Call.
Yeah, it looked like he caught it to me. And that was kind of a strange play there by May. He hesitated making the pass, and I think he miscommunicated. It was meant for Casamassino. Throws the ball. Oh, yeah, I really think that was a completion.
Yeah,
now
good call. Good
officials have conferred, and they will give the ball to Nashua South, and they'll call it a turnover.
That's the right decision. I mean, at first look, we thought it was a clean catch. Got tipped at the line of scrimmage. It seemed like it sailed on May, and we felt that Josh Tripp got his hands under it. So I was a little surprised to even see that they were trying to wave it incomplete. But either way, they make the right call eventually. And a turnover here by the Bulldogs.
And a big turnover for sure, because they stop the Bulldogs from scoring second. If they can get 7 on the board, they can make it a 1-score game, get right back into it.
Jackson hands it off out to the right-hand side. They're looking for a halfback pass. They heave it down, and it's complete inside Bulldogs territory. Great pass and catch, taking a pop at the end of that, but I think he'll take it. Josh Tripp on the catch. Deep down the field, and now he's limping. He's going to need
He got bent back on that tackle. That was really rough. That's why, watch this. He got wrapped up by a Bedford player and then folded in half on the tackle, and that was really, hate to see that. Now another player is down.
Yeah, that's Tripp. He got up and was limping, and then he went back down, so he wasn't feeling great after that hit, but the Bedford Bulldogs show a little razzle-dazzle in the next drive. The Panthers show a little razzle-dazzle on a halfback pass of their own.
Same play, literally the same play.
I think that was a halfback pass. It wasn't the double pass that we saw from the Bulldogs. So I believe Diego Cabrera was the one that took the handoff, ranged out to his right-hand side, and heaved it down the near sideline to Tripp.
And they are working on his ankle. It's never a good injury, but when he got bent back, I was worried that he might have hurt his back or something. But they're working on his ankle right now. And he looks to be in some discomfort too. So let's hope Tripp is okay and will be on his feet shortly.
About a 45-yard play there, as I believe they were starting at their own 20 after that interception by Tripp. Again, he made the play and then he was rewarded right away, but that reward included getting bent awkwardly back on the tackle. So it's marked at the Bedford 34, and we'll await what happens to Tripp.
Best of luck to the Bedford cross-country teams. They compete Saturday in the divisional championships at Dairyfield Park. The girls' race is at 11:30 a.m. Boys following at 12:10 p.m. So good luck to our runners, and it's good to see Tripp getting off the field, although he's walking with some assistance.
Yeah, he's not putting any weight on that right leg, so it's a tough one there.
Ankle or knee situation there for Tripp, a big loss. He's been doing it all for the Panthers today.
1st and 10 for the Panthers, 11:45 to go in this first half. Cody Jackson back in the pistol. 3 receivers out to the left, 1 split to the right. He takes the snap, fakes the handoff, slings it out to the left-hand side, complete. Ahead for about 7 or 8 yards. Kyle Emmons on the catch.
Brought down by Brody Helton.
It's Brody Helton with the tackle there, and they get right back to the line of scrimmage for another play.
3 receivers to the right this time for Jackson. 1 split left into the boundary. Jackson takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He'll keep it himself out to the right-hand side. Now he slings it to his near side receiver. I believe that was Emmons. As he was making things up as he went, he saw Emmons somewhat close and open, and Jackson was feeling the heat from the inside. So
I don't know if Emmons was expecting that pass. I think he was getting ready to block for
I agree,
Jackson, and when the ball came, he had to adjust quickly. He couldn't quite do it.
Jackson had tucked it under his arm like he was going to run that ball and then decided to throw it. So 3rd and 4. Jackson takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He'll take it up the middle, close to the original line of scrimmage, ahead for maybe a yard. It'll be 4th and 3, we'll call it.
No question they're going for it here.
4 down territory. They're back to the line of scrimmage quickly, and they're just trying to wear down this Bedford Bulldog defense with this tempo. 2 receivers out to the left, slot right, motion from left to right. Now there'll be 3 receivers out to the right. They'll reset. Jackson calls out his audible, steps back into the shotgun, takes the snap, hands it off up the middle, and he's got some room out to the left-hand side, close to the sideline, staying in bounds and into the end zone. It's a touchdown, Panthers. Boy, he was dancing along that left sideline and did a great job staying in bounds. That's Sam Levine.
Yeah, 27-yard conversion here on 4th down, and the official was right there. His foot slipped a little bit on the far sideline. We can't get an angle to see if his foot might have touched the out-of-bounds line, but the officials are giving him the touchdown. So points off a turnover, you know how big those can be, and here we go. They're going to go for 2 here.
Unusual format and formation. They'll take the snap, hand it off, double handoff, and now it's on the ground. The Bulldogs are able to tackle the Panthers in the backfield. Diego Cabrera pounced on the ball and prevented any kind of further chaos, but it was a double handoff, probably looking for a 3rd handoff there. 1, 2, maybe even a pass downfield. They missed the 2nd handoff, and it's a failed 2-point attempt. So the score stays 14-6 as the Panthers come up with a great play to get them in position in Bedford territory and then capitalize on Levine's 27-yard touchdown run.
And man, we are seeing some plays in this game that we haven't seen all year. Halfback options and double pass, whatever that was. Not sure what to call that. Triple handoff fumble.
Well, to me, it tells me that they don't have a reliable place kicker and that they're likely going to be going for 2-point conversions consistently throughout this game. So there it was no good.
Getting set to kick for Nashua South.
So back to kick. Liam Gallagher, not the singer, but the kicker. Short and taken by Durso at the 25-yard line. Probes the middle of the field out beyond the 40. The Bulldogs will take over again with solid field position.
Yeah, good return there by Durso. They're going to give him the 40-yard line. First and 10 here for the Bulldogs. And let me look at the stat sheet here. I want to see how many interceptions May has thrown this year. That is only his third. And he threw one against Pinkerton. The only other one he threw was against Thornton Academy. So, you know, Jack May, usually a really solid, you know, careful quarterback there. I don't know what threw him off there on that play, but
to me, it seemed like that ball got tipped at the line of scrimmage. Here he has to pick the ball off the turf, hands it to Helton, and makes positive yardage as to what could have been a broken play. He's tackled at the 40. They may give him the 41.
Yeah, they're going to give him a yard, maybe half a yard gain. 10:06 to go in the half, 14-6, Bulldogs on top.
Yeah, so the Panthers make good on that turnover, points off turnovers. Huge for the Panthers.
And it started with the halfback option pass.
Back to within one score. May takes the snap, delivers out to the right-hand side. It's tipped and then intercepted again. The linebacker ranging out into the flat. That's Bruno Gonzalez.
Now,
he takes that pick, and
this really isn't on May. That hit Matthews in the hands, and he couldn't come down with it.
And honestly, that could have been intended for Elsmore because he was right there in the route too. As Matthews got his hands on it, tipped it up, and Gonzalez was there for the pick. Little tip drill, and now the Panthers are in business. Four receivers set, three out to the right for Jackson. He takes the snap, ranges out to his right. He rolls, passes into the flat. It's complete. Close to the 30-yard line, ahead for 3 or 4 yards. Complete to number 8, Kyle Emmons.
They're going to mark him at the 29, so a 3-yard gain right there. But games really turned quickly. It looked like a Bedford romp there for a few minutes, and then a few turnovers have really flipped the script here on the Bulldogs. This team is too good not to help them.
Jackson takes a snap, passes over the middle. It's complete. First down yardage. Again, Emmons on the catch, and they move the sticks inside the red zone. He's marked at the 14-yard line. First down for the Panthers. Hurry up offense, 4 receivers set again for Jackson. They look to the sideline. Levine is to his left. Jackson approaches the line of scrimmage, calls his audible. Takes the snap, hands it to Levine. He goes up the middle right side. Ahead for about 4 yards, and he's tackled at the 10-yard line. 9 minutes and ticking. The Bulldogs ahead 14-6, but the Panthers are threatening here. As we get close to halfway point in this second quarter, Jackson takes the snap, looks over the middle, almost picked off. Matthews got a hand on it, but it falls incomplete right at the goal line. So it'll be 3rd and 5.
Good coverage there by Matthews, breaking up that pass.
They call it 3rd and 6 as it's marked right at the 10-yard line. Incompletion stops the clock at 8:45 here in the second quarter. And now Jackson looks to the sideline for the play call. Levine will be in the backfield. Again, a 4-receiver set for the Panthers. Slot right, slot left. Man in motion left to right. Out to the right-hand side. They pass it to him. Out in that right flat. It's complete. Inside the 10-yard line, marked at the 7. And that'll be 4th down.
Dean Polchinari and Bennett Matthews at the tackle. Great attempt there to stiff arm by Emmons, but he might have gotten Matthews in the face mask. I think Matthews was indicating that to the official.
Back to the line of scrimmage, 4th and 4. Big play for the Bulldogs defense. 4 receivers set for Jackson. To the left of him is Levine. He takes the snap, looks to the left-hand side. Slants, and it's tipped. Brody Helton got a hand on it, tipped that ball, incomplete, and it's a turnover on downs.
Big play, that erases that last turnover. That could have been brutal, letting the Panthers back in the game with back-to-back interceptions. but the turnover on downs erases that last turnover, and now the Bulldogs, although deep in their own end, they're going to be at the 7-yard line. At least they're back on offense, and they've been pretty effective so far today.
Yeah, looking for that slant off the left-hand side. Jackson delivered it. Helton just flashed into that passing lane, got a hand on it. Tight set for the Bulldogs. They hand to Helton. He takes it to the left-hand side, cuts back into the middle, brings it out close to the 15-yard line. So a solid first down play for the Bulldogs, getting out of the shadows of their own goalposts.
And I think Helton wanted to take it outside, but for some reason brought it inside.
The near side corner was sitting there waiting for him. Colin Levesque forced it back inside. Nice job by the cornerback, forcing the play back to the rest of his defense and those linebackers ranging from the middle.
And unlike the Panthers, Bedford's taking their time getting back to the line of scrimmage here. No hurry up for them.
Tight set, trips bunch to the right-hand side. Stand up end on the left-hand side. Bobbled snap, but Helton takes it from May, smashes into the defensive back out on that right side. Gus Smiley came up, made the tackle, but not before a Bedford first down.
Sam Levine, too, I think he timed a blitz right there, got into the, almost to the backfield. He was picked up nicely on that blitz.
So the Bulldogs move the sticks. It's out to the 22-yard line. 7 minutes to go here in the first half.
Nice long drive here would be just what the doctor ordered.
Tight set again for the Bulldogs. Trips bunch to that. Oh, excuse me. This is, it looks like trips bunch to the right. They'll hand it off. Casamassino takes it around the left end, gets a couple of blocks, and now he has some room. Out of bounds, out beyond the 30. He's got a first down. Some folks were a little upset about a late tackle, but they were already engaged, so no big deal there.
Not just late, but looked like he was trying to twist Casamassino's head off here. Watch, he wrapped up his helmet. He's a little off the camera. Wait, let's see what happens here. He grabs him, pulls him.
That's football. First down for the Bulldogs on their own 34-yard line. Give them the benefit of the doubt, Harry. They're playing a physical sport out there. 4 receiver set again, slot right. 2 to the left for May. He has Helton in the backfield to his right. Looks like he's tying his shoe. Now he's ready to start the clock. Takes a snap, fakes it to Helton. He'll keep it to himself on the right-hand side. Gets outside the tackle box, but tackled after just a 1-yard gain, as they'll mark him at the 35-yard line, 2nd and 9.
Yeah, we haven't seen May call his own number for a while. Something he did earlier in the year.
I love that terminology, call his own number. He's not calling his own number, Harry. Just to be clear, that's Coach Matthews calling his number. But right. I understand the terminology, unless it's an option, right? So
yeah, it could have been an audible.
RPO kind of thing. But anyway, we're mincing words here. Too tight.
Splitting hairs.
Motion man right to left is Matthews. Helton will take the handoff. Stiff arms one player, gets back into the inside, and now he has a little bit of room. He's close to first down yardage out to the 44. We'll see where the mark is, but they'll likely have enough for a first down.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of run, to me, that epitomizes Brody Helton.
Yeah, he shakes off the tackle right there with a stiff arm. Good balance. And fought his way through tacklers right there to get that extra yard for the first down.
3 Panthers required to take him down once he got to that 2nd and 3rd level.
And the clock,
balance, strength, shiftiness, and that was a marvelous run.
And the clock ticking down to 5:39 in the half.
Trips bunch to the left-hand side here. Stand up tight. To the right is Suazo. They fake the handoff. May will pass it downfield behind his receiver in the middle. That was Matthews.
Oh, you know, he had Westcott wide open on the sideline.
And May took a crunch at the end of that play as he was feeling the heat.
He really tried to force it into Matthews when the better option would have been Westcott on that play.
2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs. The clock stops at 5:27 to go here in the first half. May struggling a little bit as he took a pop at the end of that play. But he's back into the huddle. Panthers defense seeing if they can flex here, prevent any further scores in this first half. Trips to the left-hand side, one split far out to the right, into the field. Helton to the right of May, in the shotgun. Motion man is Matthews left to right. They give it to Helton back to the left side, near side into the boundary. He gets to the 50, but no farther.
Oh, they're
the
calling
Panthers
a
are
fumble.
saying fumble.
Let's see what the
The
call is
officials
here.
say no. That was awkward.
Yeah, Colvin Levesque came up with the ball at the end. The officials are talking it over.
They're going to stop the clock and talk this over. I didn't see the ball out. But yeah, it did look like it was out.
Hang on, let's see that one more time. I'm trying to see if he was down before the ball got pulled out of his hands. It's pretty close.
Yeah, there you go. They reverse it, and they give the ball to the Panthers because that was out. And that was wrapped up at the 50, and I believe it was Levesque that wrapped him up, got that left hand on the ball. It popped out before Helton was down, and he recovers it. So phenomenal play there by Levesque.
Yeah, the ball was already out of the hands of Helton before he hit ground.
So huge play there by Levesque. Third turnover in a row for the Bulldogs. 2 interceptions and now a fumble. And the Panthers offense is back in Bedford territory as they mark it at the 49. Jackson throws it, almost intercepted. Javon Georges was out there in the flat, got his hands on it, but couldn't come up with the pick. And he's kicking himself here. Yeah, that would have been a huge quick change. Ball delivered. You see Georges gets his hands on it there, just undercutting the pass in his zone, but it's incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Panthers. Great field position again for the Panthers. Jackson takes the snap. Quick out to the left-hand side. Complete, and they have some room. Down to the 40, close to first down yardage. Still short, so it'll be 3rd and 1. Emmons on the catch and run for 9 yards and marked at the 40. 3rd and 1 for the Panthers. 4:40 to go in this first half. Panthers looking for a tying drive here. 3 receivers set. Back on either side, they'll hand it off. Left side, first down. Justin Fish on the carry. And he gets ahead for 3 or 4 yards. They'll mark him at the Bedford 37-yard line. And the Panthers have a first down.
1st and 10 for the Panthers. At the Bedford.
Slot right, slot left. Jackson has a man in motion left to right. They fake the handoff. Now Jackson keeps it, slings it to the right-hand side, and tackled for a loss. Excuse me, no, actually wrapped up for a loss, but falling ahead and forward was Kyle Emmons. He'll be marked at the 35-yard line, so good second effort there by Emmons.
Makes it 2nd and 8.
3 receivers out to the left-hand side, 2 to the right, empty backfield for Jackson. He calls out the play, takes the snap. He'll sling it back near side. Complete. Close to the first down again. That's Colin Levesque.
I think
we have a flag down at the 32-yard line.
With the reception.
So we'll see what that's all about.
I think it was a hold.
But there's a flag on the play.
Right there.
Illegal man downfield, too. As big offensive lineman was getting downfield. Trevor Stevens, big number 77, was 5 or 6 yards down the field. So we'll see what the call is. Well, they call a block in the back. They call it on Stevens, but that was a block in the back, not downfield. So either way, it's a penalty on the Panthers. That will slow down their offense a little bit. The Bulldogs will get a chance to take a breath.
Of the senior band members, please.
5-yard penalty. Or it could have been 10 from the spot of the foul. So they mark it at the 42-yard line inside Bedford territory, and it's 2nd and 16.
That'll make it 2nd and 16.
Slot right, slot left for Jackson. Back to his right. He'll take it to the right and run the option. He'll keep it himself. Out to the near sideline, forced out of bounds, close to the 33-yard line. So he gets about 7 or 8 yards back.
By Brody Helton.
They mark him at the 33, so it's 3rd and 7. 9-yard gain for Jackson on the quarterback keeper. There, he called his own number there, Harry.
Yes, he did.
2 receivers each side. for Jackson. Takes the snap. Out to the left-hand side in the flat. Double pass and picked off. The Bulldogs sniffed it out appropriately. They're not hounds, but they do sniff it out. And they come up with an interception of their own for a turnover.
Well, Justin Fish was hit as he threw that ball, and that affected the pass. Here, watch this. Takes a hit, tried to jump ball it, and who got in front of it?
Westcott with the interception, number 14, Dustin Westcott. And great awareness for the Bulldogs gives the offense back another opportunity here with 3:31 in the first half.
Mistakes are bad, but when you get the other team to make a mistake and erase the first one, that's a good thing. And so far, turnover on downs and an interception have erased the last two Bedford turnovers.
May back to the line of scrimmage. Trips bunch to the right side of the line. Help back behind him in the backfield. Matthews will take the handoff, gets out to the left side of the line, and Helton came up and popped somebody on a block there.
That was, talk about springing your man free. Watch this.
Yeah, let's see this hit again. Watch Helton coming from his tailback position, makes a good stick right there at the point of attack.
That
Great
brought him another
collision.
5 yards.
Bruno Gonsalves coming up and trying to fill the hole, and Helton brought the load and gave Matthews some running room. 7-yard run and 2nd and 3 inside 3 minutes. May in the gun. Westcott goes motion out to the right-hand side. It's a screen pass for Helton. He's got some room. Dances around, but can't get around that first tackler. Nice job by number 17, Cole Patno.
Yeah, that was good tackle there. Usually Helton gets away from those kind of shoestring attempts, and that time Patno was able to get him down.
Good job by Patno breaking down, weighing him, sizing him up, and making that sure-handed tackle to prevent further yardage. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs, though. 2:30 to go in the first half.
And they still have all 3 timeouts.
Ball's on their own 43-yard line. May in the pistol with Helton directly behind him, takes the snap. He looks back to the left-hand side. Wide receiver screen. It's tipped and almost picked off. Intercepted, nearly intercepted, by Sam Levine.
Chase Swisher was the closest Panther to that ball after the contact was made. Yeah, 17 tips it. Cole Patno. And then Swisher was closest to it.
Setting up Suazo on that wide receiver screen here to the left side of the formation into the boundary. And again, lucky that fell to the turf. 2nd and 10, 2:17 in the first half for May and the Bedford Bulldogs. They lead 14-6 here as we approach halftime. May takes the snap, hands it off to Helton. He goes to the left-hand side. Nice tackle there. Point of attack. Patno, 3 plays in a row. He's in the mix. And he makes the tackle right there at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs.
No gain. And a long 3rd down here with just under 2 minutes to go. So a chance for the Panthers to get the ball back before the end of the half. They have all 3 of their timeouts as well.
3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs. They need to get to the Panthers' 47-yard line. 3 receivers to the right-hand side, 1 split end to the left for May. And Coach Matthews will take a timeout. Saw something he didn't like. Maybe it was defensive formation, perhaps a little confusion with his offense. But they'll talk it over as they take their first timeout.
Becoming a high school sports official is an easy call. Officiating allows you to be a role model by demonstrating qualities such as impartiality, fairness, and courage. High school sports officials protect the integrity of the games we love by teaching and enforcing the rules of play. New officials have an opportunity to make a difference in their communities right away. To learn more, visit NHIAA.org. And you can find out more there.
Did you ever officiate a game, Harry?
One time tried to officiate a hockey game. Not good.
Not good.
It looks a lot harder than it looks. I mean, they should, if they should have an official in a lazy boy in front of a big screen because you see everything that way. But when you're in the field, when you're on the ice, it's a whole different thing.
It'd be tough to have a big screen for every youth sport out there, but the skating and keeping up with the action, I can imagine, is a challenge for those hockey officials.
Yeah, that's why a lot of NHL officials, they're former NHL players or AHL players.
3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs. Motion left to right. They fake the handoff. May looks down the middle, delivers near sideline. Suazo can't pull it down.
He does. No, he caught it.
That ball definitely hit the ground. That's incomplete.
Wow.
So
because I saw him come up with the ball, I thought maybe he caught that.
Yeah, I think it bounced really quickly and right back into his hands. Yeah. He gets his hands on it, defended well though. It bounced and came right back into his hands, and it looked awkward. But it is 4th and 10 for the Bulldogs.
And they will punt for the first time today. Unfortunately, the last 3 possessions were turnovers.
Helton 16 yards back. He will punt for the Bulldogs.
Now you've got Helton as the punter here. I wonder if they feel... No, they'll punt it. I thought maybe they'd try to fake.
He's been their punter. I think you're just confused because the Bulldogs haven't punted very many times this season, but he has been their punter.
Just the vibe of the game. Everybody's been throwing out all these crazy plays. I thought, hey, it's only 10 yards, and you got a lot of room. You know, Helton could decide to take off with it. Who knows?
Fair enough. Fair enough. The ball does go out of bounds near side at the Panthers' 29.
They have full complement of timeouts, 1:17 to go here. Let's see what they can do. Like you mentioned about the kicker, kicking a field goal probably isn't an option for him here. They have to go the length of the field.
Jackson hands it off up the middle, plowing ahead for 2 yards.
Interesting they decided to run there.
But they've effectively been playing a hurry-up offense the entire game, so nothing new here for Jackson as he tries to get the troops back to the line of scrimmage.
Now they do get the ball back for the second half. They will get the first kick.
Jackson takes the snap, rolls to his left-hand side. They try to contain him. He'll set his feet, look down the middle, and now retreat back to the right. He delivers. Almost intercepted there as Poltrinari came up and broke up the pass. It was intended for Justin Fish, but
literally
it's incomplete.
one-on-one.
3rd and 8 for the Panthers.
So that stops the clock with 47 seconds.
Sure does. So third and 8 here, and if you're Coach Matthews, if this is incomplete, you call a timeout because you want another opportunity. 47 seconds left in the half. Jackson takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looks to the left-hand side, pulls it down, and then wants to run it, and then passes over the middle, incomplete. Intended receiver Cabrera. 4th and 8, and the Panthers will punt. 3 and out here, first one we've seen this evening. 42 seconds to go. And we'll see if Matthews or Helton can break a punt return here. We saw Helton with a 33-yard punt return down to the 1-yard line a few games back. He finished that off quickly in the punt.
Yeah, usually they just have Matthews going back to, they're going to let it bounce.
Tough one there as it was about 7 or 8 yards short of Helton. It bounced around the 40-yard line and they can't field it. So clock runs down to 31.9 seconds. The Bulldogs will take over on their own 35-yard line.
Well, the Bulldogs had the advantage of a pretty good kicker in Petrie, and before the Portsmouth game, I was watching him warm up. It was his first game back from injury, and he was kicking him pretty reliably from the 32-yard line, which means the Bulldogs would have to get to the 15 to have a shot at that kick.
So I wish we had.
So good.
We'll put in the request for BCTV to give the yard to gain field goal range, right?
Yeah.
So we can get that line on there.
Andrew, can we draw the line there? The 15.
Empty backfield for May. 3 out to the right, 2 to the left. He slaps his hands together and now puts it out into the right flat. It's off the hands of Helton. That one, he fired it over to Helton, and Helton just took his eyes off it, went right through his hands, and again, tipped up. That could have been disastrous if it fell to a Panther.
Yeah, luckily it just flew into an empty space. But you're right, anytime the ball hangs in the air like that, no good, no bueno.
Defense loves to run those drills in practice, the tip drill. You have a player run towards the coach, he fires it, they try to tip it, and the players behind try to react and come up with an interception. It's a fun drill to play. And we've seen it pay off a couple of times here for the Panthers. May takes the snap, looks to the middle of the field, delivers it downfield. Suazo is double teamed. It's over his head and incomplete. As he was going for the post pattern and just overthrew him by 3 or 4 yards. So incomplete. It's 3rd and 10 and 22 seconds to go in the first half.
You know, we may see four possession changes in the last minute of play in the half. 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10. Panthers probably playing a little safer here with a nickel package. 5 defensive backs. 4 receivers set, 2 to the right, 2 to the left for May. He has help behind him in the backfield. He'll take the snap, hand it off, and met in the backfield quickly was helped. They're trying to run some time off. We'll see if the Panthers call a timeout here and force them to punt.
No, they're not going to. Interesting. You'd think they would at least try to make him, punt the ball away.
They are not going to. The first half is going to run out with a score of 14-6. Your Bulldogs ahead. 2 touchdowns by Helton, 1 of 3 yards and 1 of 6 yards. That was answered by a 27-yard touchdown run at the start of the second quarter by Levine. 2-point conversion was no good, so we stay at 14-6. We will bring you halftime coverage of the Bedford Bulldogs marching band and color guard, but we will take a break here in the booth and join you for second half action after halftime.
Glimpses of their destiny, our travelers peer into the crystal ball of fate. Visions of hope and challenges shimmer before them as they navigate through dreams and desires, forging their path forward. Beyond the shimmering visions lies a city of metal and mirrors, where the mind is tested and the soul is challenged. Here, the battle between man and machine unfolds as our heroes seek to free themselves from the grip of illusion. At the edge of the world, a majestic ship awaits to carry them across uncharted waters. As they sail away, they leave behind the illusions of the past, journeying towards a horizon filled with promise and new beginnings.
marching band with their halftime performance, Music the Sticks. Hope you enjoyed that. 14-6 is your score here at Bedford High Stadium. Started out like it was going to be a romp by the Bulldogs. They scored on their first 2 possessions, but then followed up with 3 turnovers on the next 3 possessions. And Nashua South was able to score on that first turnover, I think it was. Yeah, they scored. They scored. They failed on the extra point, a 2-point try, and Bedford was able to stop them on downs on 1 try and then intercept the ball back on the 3rd try. So that's where we're at right now, 14-6, and pretty interesting game, I'd say. We saw a lot of flashy plays. Halfback options, big gainers.
Double pass in there.
Yeah, Nashua South going for
2
it
double
deep
passes
in their own zone on 4th down. That was when they were down 14-0, and they felt like they had to get back in the game. That worked out for them quite well.
Sure did.
But
it was a 4th and 1 play. I think it was about on their own 34, and they went for it.
Picked up the first down there. But it's been a really uncharacteristic game for Jack May in particular. He's had 2 interceptions today. The first one, you think it was tipped? I thought he might have just misjudged the throw.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was tipped at the line of scrimmage. It definitely sailed on him, and he missed his receiver high, and it just sailed all the way back to that safety on the backside, who was Josh Tripp. Josh Tripp just got his hands under it. They originally tried to rule it incomplete, but they huddled together and made the right call. It was an interception, and deep inside their own territory, they took over after that interception, and then came up with that halfback pass, and they made that same play to Tripp, who was then injured on that play. So I didn't see him back in there throughout the rest of that half.
Yeah, I was going to say that I wonder if Tripp will be back in this game. He had to be helped off the field. Joshua Tripp, number 11 for the Panthers. I don't know if something they could have just taped up a little tighter and put him back out there. This is a big game, but it's not a game. It's not a do or die game. That comes in a tournament. So rather than make an injury worse, you take Tripp out of the game, let him recover, and you have him later on when you're playing in the tournament.
Yeah, I think I see him over there on the trainer's table with the hoodie on, so I'm guessing he's not going to be returning. But yes, as you mentioned, the story of that first half, turnovers. Again, the Bulldogs started with 2 touchdowns on their first 2 possessions, then followed that up with interception, fumble, and then punt. On the other side of the house, the Panthers punted their first 2 possessions and then took advantage of the Jack May interception, a 27-yard touchdown run by Levine. 2-point conversion, no good. We're at 14-6. And ball security was likely part of the discussion at halftime for both teams. 12 minutes back on the board. Petrie ready to kick off from his own 40, going right to left. The Bulldogs in their black home uniforms, white numbers. Purple Panthers here with their white away uniforms. Trimmed in purple numbers.
And it's worth noting that the Bulldogs had won the toss and chose to take the ball first. And this is why we're seeing them kick it off here to start the second. It's a dribbler on the ground.
Taken at the 22-yard line by the Panthers and brought near side, trying to get to the sideline, but can't quite get there. Casamassino on the tackle. Great job by Casamassino to wrap him up. That was number 2, Colin Kachanek, on the return.
So it is a 1-score game, and the Bulldogs defense needs to step up here and make it stop, get back their momentum.
Bulldogs in their 4-3 defense. And the Panthers employing a hurry-up offense throughout most of that first half. They have 4 receivers here. Jackson has a man in motion right to left. He'll hand it off. No, he won't. He'll keep it. No, he did hand it off. Great little sleight of hand there. Getting out past the 35 to the 37, a 4-yard gain was
Levine, number 9.
Gain of 4 of the play makes it 2nd and 6.
So it's 2nd and 6 here for the Panthers. Either my eyes are going or Jackson had great ball fakes there.
No, he's got great fake skills. You know, he could be a magician.
Keeps it here, slings it to the near sideline, into the boundary. It's complete ahead, close to first down yardage. That was Colin Levesque on the catch and run. We're going to mark him close to the 42. He might still be just shy of that first down.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and 2 here. And you notice that the Panthers are getting to the line of scrimmage, so it looks like a hurry up, but once they get in position, then they take their time getting the play from the sideline.
2 backs in the backfield now, and Jackson takes the ball and hands it off to the right-hand side, and with a little bit of room, here's Emmons. He's still got more room, down to the 20, to the 15, the 10, the 5. He's in for a touchdown. The Panthers starting the second half here with fireworks. Great run by Kyle Emmons. No flags on the field, and the Panthers will try for 2 points to tie this game up.
Really simple play, and it was sprung by a cut that Emmons made right at the line of scrimmage. Cut to the outside quickly. Bulldogs weren't able to adjust to it, and then he just turned on the jets and outran everybody. So it's 14-12, 2-point conversion coming up here with everybody out. It's empty backfield, 5 receivers out there.
Jackson has a man in motion, left to right, takes the snap. He's going to take it right up the middle, close, and he's in. He doesn't even get touched. It's 14-14. And this is a new ball game with 11:06 left in the third quarter.
The score at 14.
See it right there, takes it up the middle. Excellent blocking on that left side.
Could have drove a truck through that hole.
Jackson goes in with nobody even touching him, not a hand on him.
Can we get a replay of that Emmons run from the beginning? I want to see that cut again.
Emmons, phenomenal job once he got to that second and third level of making people miss, and then just outran the Bulldogs secondary.
Getting set to kick for Nashua South is
and we'll get that play in just a moment here. Try to get it up before the kickoff.
Liam Gallagher, not Noel Gallagher.
We'll have to wait. We'll have to wait till later to see that play once again. So we'll wait for the kickoff here.
Swinging the leg through and poking it down that right hash mark. Fielded by Matthews. He takes it out to the right-hand side. He'll cut it back, but he's swarmed by 3 players at his own 36-yard line.
The return tackled by Nathan Case.
So the Panthers take the opening second half kick, and they tie this ball game.
Yeah, answering with 14 points. Bulldogs up early with 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points, and the Panthers coming back with 2 touchdowns and then a 2-point conversion to tie it up here.
This is the kind of game we expected. Again, 2 undefeated teams here, 7-0 overall, 6-0 in New Hampshire for both squads. And May is back to the line of scrimmage. A back on either side of him, slot left, split right. Man in motion right to left. May takes the snap, hands it off, Helton up the middle. He's got some room, second level, now third level. He's got 9 yards, close to the first down marker. He'll be marked just outside the 45-yard line, and a good big gain on first down for Helton. There it was. That was a good cut there on that replay as Emmons twisted up the defenders, cut back inside, and skated all the way in for the touchdown.
Suazo did all he could to catch up with that runner, couldn't do it.
I didn't see where the line of scrimmage was, but that had to be at least a 65 or 75 yard, 65 or 70.
It was 58.
58,
from the 42-yard line.
Thank you for that. May now back to the line of scrimmage. Man in motion left to right is Noah Casamasino. They hand it off. He goes out beyond the right side. He has first down yardage and will be marked down at the Panthers 49-yard line. They move the sticks, and they're into Panthers territory.
Yeah, Casamasino has been taking on a bigger and bigger role for this Bulldogs offense. Really did a lot against Portsmouth last week, and he's continuing to come in on spot duty, change of pace kind of runner.
Senior captain contributing in any way he can. They do mark him right at midfield, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Trips bunch to the left, stand up end to the right. May with Helton behind him. Takes the snap, hands it to Helton. He goes to the left-hand side. Hit close to the line of scrimmage, but still falling forward for 3 yards. marked at the 47, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, Raymond Karuru was the initial contact, number 42. But Helton was able to escape, but slowed him down long enough for the rest of the Panthers to mow him down after a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7 here. 9.5 minutes to go here in the third, all tied at 14.
3 receivers to the left side, 1 split out to the right. Ball marked right in the middle of the field on the B on the 47-yard line in Panthers territory.
Here's
May takes the snap, pulls it off the turf, toss sweep to Helton to the left, cut down behind the line of scrimmage, and about a 5-yard loss. Getting behind the line of scrimmage was Colin Levesque, and just cutting Brody Helton down before he got going. 3rd and 12.
Yeah, that was a fantastic solo tackle right there. Just took his legs out.
Suazo couldn't make the block there, and Levesque cut inside, stepped up, and got Helton for a 5-yard loss.
That was a big play. It was a momentum stealer, and it puts the Bulldogs behind the sticks here with a very long 3rd and 12. They're not used to being in this position, and they might be forced to go to the air here.
3 receivers out to the right, 2 to the left as they go empty, but Matthews says, let's think about it a minute. He's going to reconsider his play call. And this crowd is fired up, as you would expect. Close game, tied at 14, 8:22 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, we've got a pretty big contingent here from Nashua South who made it up the Everett Turnpike for the game. Glad to have them here. Always exciting when you have full stands and a split stands too, with fans for both teams. So
good student section from both schools as well, representing and supporting their classmates. Great to see.
Boys soccer finished off their regular season 14-0-2 after a convincing win over Dover. Now they head to the state tournament. We're waiting for seeding. They are the #1 seed. Okay, so that is confirmed. So they will have a bye. Only the #1 seed has a bye in this tournament, as they have 15 teams.
That was in question.
Field.
Yeah, as Exeter had a similar record, but they tied their last season of the game. So Bulldogs advance. They will have the #1 and have that bye that you talked about. Big play here, 3rd and 12. May, 2 receivers to each side. Helton to his right. He takes the snap, looks downfield. Now he'll go to the right, ranges out. It's complete, very close to 1st down yardage. Matthews with the catch. I think he's short. It'll be 4th and 1, and they're going to go for this. You can't imagine anything else.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a simple Helton up the middle. Give him to your bread and butter guy. Head down, get that first.
So 4th and 1, and you can hear the Panthers crowd getting rowdy. They want to stop on a big play here in the 3rd quarter as we have a tie game. Bulldogs break the huddle, trot to the line of scrimmage.
Helton in the backfield. They are in the shotgun, even though they only need 1 yard.
Panthers stacking up that line of scrimmage. May tries the hard count, and he gets the flag. That looked like the left defensive end went into the neutral zone, and they're going to get the 1st down the easy way. I didn't see any of the Bulldogs move. Watch the top of your screen here, right there. Neutral zone infraction. So.
And I don't think that was the intent. I don't think they were trying to draw them offsides.
We haven't seen a hard count otherwise, so my guess is that they went on 2 purposefully, and they got what they wanted, the easy 1st down on the offside call. So we'll march it ahead 5 yards. The Bulldogs have a 1st down on the Panthers' 36-yard line with 7:29 to go in the 3rd quarter. Tied at 14. And the Bedford student section saying, you can't do that. May has Helton in the backfield behind him. Pistol formation, takes the snap, handed off to Helton. He goes to left side, off the tackle, but through a couple tackles, jumped over.
What's the flag here?
Jumped over another player in the backfield, and there was a late flag there.
The Nashua player was the one making the flag signal, like Helton going over him was some kind of infraction. I can't imagine what the infraction would be.
I'm not sure what that is. Possibly there could be a rule about jumping over players. I don't know. There didn't seem to be anything else. Or perhaps he got a hand on a face mask late in the play.
We'll
not
find
quite
out
sure.
Here. That was a great run, too, and Helton beat the blitz. Panthers sending a lot of blitzers.
Made a move, tried to jump over the safety coming up to make the play. That was number 15, Gus Smiley, on the tackle.
And Smiley was waving his hands like, hey, this is a flag. And I honestly don't know what the flag could be. I don't think he touched Smiley's face mask. And can we get a replay on that?
Just saw it there, but we're probably not going to have the best angle to see if there was any hands to the face kind of play by Helton as he was perhaps getting a stiff arm out there going wayward. Makes a cut there, approaches that player.
No contact with the face.
The flag does come in, and I'm curious as to what the call is.
They're coming over to talk to Coach Matthews here.
They conferenced all of the officials for quite some time. They look like they want to march this backwards on the Bulldogs. It was 1st and 10 and on
personal foul.
37.
For what? I have no idea how that constitutes a personal foul.
Yeah, we might need some help here in the booth. It looked like Helton was trying to jump over him.
I think the knee to the head. I think when Helton jumped over the player, his knee made contact with his helmet.
Wow.
And because he saw Coach Matthews hitting his knee, like what he's supposed to do is jumping over the player, but they're going to penalize him for making contact with the helmet as he jumped over the Panther player.
Wow.
I didn't know that was a penalty. But maybe in NHIAA there's additional protections for players, you know, in the helmet area, that you can't contact them either way, even by accident. So this is going to be a first down.
Coach Matthews fired up about that. It looked like he had first down yardage. They readjust the sticks, which I'm not sure they were supposed to do that either.
Yeah,
maybe he had the first down.
He had the first down.
Then they back him up from the end of the run.
So that at least, that the one saving grace here is that they did earn the first down. They're going to lose 15 yards worth of field position, but it is a first down.
No, they're going to move the sticks back. So, yeah, that was a little confusing to me. So it'll be about 1st and 15, because he was right near the first down yardage, and they reset the sticks. So yeah, so it's 1st and 15-ish, we'll call it. Ball rests on the Panthers' 41-yard line.
And you're correct, it is 1st and 15.
Odd play there, and Coach Matthews again saying, what is he supposed to do? He's trying to get tackled. How is he supposed to avoid that? Either way, 3 receivers to the left, 1 out to the right. They shift. We'll go back to the double tight, double wing. Helton behind May. He'll take the handoff, go to the middle of this formation, and he's running with a little anger in him as he finished that one after about an 8-yard gain. He's tackled at the 32-yard line. And that looks like it'll be 2nd and 6.
Gain of 9 on the play.
Give him 9 yards. And you're right, I think he's running with a purpose now.
Clock continues to run as we approach the 6-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter. 14-14 is your score. 2 tight, 2 wing set for May. Helton behind him in the pistol. Motion right to left. They'll hand it to Matthews. He takes it around the left-hand side, tries to dance through a few tacklers, and gets down to the 25-yard line. He's pretty close to that first down, and I'm
definitely got it.
Yeah, he did, and they move the chains again. First down, Bedford at the Panthers' 25.
1st and 10 for Bedford at the Panther 25.
Hope folks at home are enjoying the end zone view here. We're working with a second camera.
We're getting a nice thank you for this contribution from a viewer out there, Mr. Balistreri. We appreciate that. Apparently NHIAA rules indicate that you are not allowed to hurdle a player. It's a personal foul. So that gives us a little bit more information on that last play, as it looked like Helton was trying to hurdle the player. So more information there. Now they give it back to Helton. He's going to the left-hand side. He's got a couple blockers. Again, running with authority.
Oh, come on. Where's the flag?
And they do not get a flag. Coach Matthews is going crazy. Now they do get a flag.
That could be on Matthews.
That is very interesting. The back judge came in and threw the flag. The official standing right there did not throw the flag. So we'll see how this gets sorted out. But it looked like he was whipped down out of bounds. And the back judge coming in all the way over finally throws a flag. We'll see how they chat this one over.
Well, I want to just hope that flag wasn't meant for Coach Matthews.
They may pick this one up too, as it looked like it was just players getting tangled up out of bounds. It didn't look too egregious, but they will call the personal foul. So he was pushed out around the 20-yard line. It'll be a half the distance to the goal penalty, and the Bulldogs will have a first down right at the 10. First and goal for the Bulldogs.
Half the distance, yeah, 10 yards.
And they move the chains forward. I'm not sure they'll need the chains depending on where they spotted it. Might be right on the 10, and it is right on the 10. First and goal for the Bulldogs on the 10. 5:11 to go here in the third quarter as they look to answer that opening third quarter drive by the Panthers. They scored a touchdown and tied this game at 14. Too tight, two wing set for May. He takes the snap, hands it off to Helton. He goes to the right-hand side. A lot of defenders there meeting him at the hole off the right tackle. And he'll probably be caught for no gain.
Yeah, he thought about going outside. There was nothing there. Tried to cut it inside. Too late for that. So
No gain on the play.
0 yards
Second
for
and goal.
Helton on that carry. 4:48 to go here. Second and 10 here at the 10. And it is a goal to go.
May brings the offense back to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers to the left, 1 split out to the right. Helton behind him in the backfield. Surveys the defense. Linemen get down and take their 3-point stance. He hands it off to Helton and goes up the middle. Off the right guard, pounding it ahead for 3 or 4 yards. It will be third and goal from outside the 5. It looks like third and goal from the 7.
So what do we do here? Another run play? Do we go to the air? I think they might try an air attack here.
Well, you do have your normal place kicker back in Zach Petrie, so you don't necessarily have to think about 4-down territory here. You do have a kicker that can make this. This is spotted on the 7, so 7 back from there. 14, it's a 24-yard field goal at this point.
And they do send out
3 receivers out to the left, 1 receiver right. May in the backfield takes the snap, and we get a whistle.
Oh, Matthews is hot.
They take a timeout, and yeah, Coach Matthews is fired up. Perhaps they had the formation wrong, and he is steamed. Getting into his players as they're trying to discuss what happened. They burn a timeout. That's their second of this half. And that's tough to lose 2 timeouts in the third quarter, as obviously in a tight game, you want to preserve those for critical situations down the stretch.
So
3:38 to go in this third quarter. The Bulldogs and the Panthers tied at 14.
So we had a crawl with some scores from Division I. Maybe we could recap those for our radio audience here.
Just the second drive of the third quarter, we had 13 possessions in the first half, and we're likely cruising to 3, maybe 4 here in the third quarter. So game tightening up just a touch. Ball possession being a bit more attentive on both sides. And the Bulldogs sort things out, and they are back to the line of scrimmage. May has 3 receivers to the left, 1 split out to the right, Helton behind him in the pistol formation. He takes the snap, fakes to Helton, out into the left flat for Westcott. He's got it, and he's close to the touchdown. He's in. Westcott for 6, 7-yard touchdown reception, and the Bulldogs are back up on the scoreboard.
Westcott's one of those players that's been taking on a bigger and bigger role for the Bulldogs. And you know the Panthers were keeping an eye on Helton, on Suazo, on Matthews on that play, thinking that they were the targets. No, it was Dustin Westcott. And he fought for the last inch there to get into the end zone. The Bulldogs are up 20-14 and an extra point coming up.
Petrie on for the extra point. Snap is back. The hold is not down because the whistle blew. Flag is down. We'll false start on the Bulldogs, so they'll back them up 5 yards.
Bedford on the conversion.
And instead of the 20-yarder, it'll be a 25-yard PAT attempt. Here's it is on the replay. Out into that left flat for Westcott. Met a tackler at the 2-yard line and dragged him into the end zone. So good balance and strength by Westcott for that extra 2 yards, putting the Bulldogs up 20-14 at this point.
And this is going to be a 25-yard kick here for extra point.
Petrie takes his steps back. Snap is back. The hold is down. Kick is up. It looks good.
Sweet.
It is good. And the Bulldogs go up 21-14 with 3:31 to go here in the third quarter.
Just a reminder that field hockey will be on BC TV tomorrow at 3 o'clock. It's the quarterfinals of their tournament. They travel to Ball Stadium in Exeter, and they will be taking on the Blue Hawks. And our thanks to Blue Hawk Media for sharing that broadcast. We'll have it for you at 3 o'clock on BC TV on Saturday. And also welcoming our viewers on Nashua ETV, channels 22 and 1073 today. This is a great game. Hope you're enjoying it. Happy to share this with you. We do a lot of work with the folks in Nashua. Good partners.
Absolutely. We appreciate their crew, and we appreciate their hospitality every time we've been down to Stellos Stadium.
And it's going to be a while before we do any more games at Stellos, unfortunately.
Possibly. Hopefully they can remedy that quicker than slower, but we'll see. 3:31 to go in the third quarter.
Well, tomorrow's game for Nashua North is going to be played at Souhegan. It looks like Souhegan is going to be an alternate location for at least some of the Titans games.
Petrie on the approach, swings his leg through, squibs it to the left-hand side, fielded by the upback at the 35, and runs into his own player. Wow, that was awkward. And honestly, that was a tough play for the Panthers. Preston Boyes was coming back and trying to turn around and get a block for his teammate Gus Smiley, and the two just collide. Smiley goes down, and that's a very unusual play. Preston Boyes, again, had his eyes upfield. That's what you normally teach your players, but just ran into his teammate.
Defensive play of the game.
Good tackle by Boyes.
Unfortunately, it was his own man.
So starting their possession on their own 35, the Panthers offense back to the line of scrimmage. Jackson has 2 receivers out left, 2 to the right, a back in the backfield. Man in motion right to left. He hands it off. They go to the left-hand side. A big scrum there will finally be blown dead, as that was a handoff to Levine. And the Bedford Bulldogs defensive line did a great job at the point of attack and clogging things up. It's a 2-yard gain.
Gain of 3 in the play.
Well, they'll call it 3, so 2nd and 7 for the Panthers. They take the snap, hand it off, up the middle again, out beyond the 40-yard line and tackled at the 41. The Panthers give it to Emmons on that one.
Jake Sheff was the tackler there.
3rd and 4-ish. And they're quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Jackson, hurry up offense, takes the snap, hands it off up the middle again, and that's not going to be a gain. And that was a quick 3 downs. It's 4th down and 4.
Now do they go for it here? They've been willing to roll the dice all day here, and they are.
They sure are. They keep the offense on the field. You urge your defensive line to watch the hard count here. They go empty backfield. They've seen Jackson keep the ball a few different times. Motion man right to left. He'll go off the left-hand side, hit pretty quickly, and he's not going to get it. The Bulldogs hold stiff, and that is short. They needed to get beyond midfield, beyond the 45, and they did not.
I don't know if you notice how many Panthers were making the first down signal, even though they're 2 yards short, like they're going to Jedi mind trick the officials there. Like, oh yeah, it's first down. Look at me.
As a coach, you teach your team always to influence the referee's decisions. In that case, it was a bit too far to influence. They were 2 yards short in that case. So turnover on downs for the Panthers. And the Bulldogs have great field position on the Panthers' 44-yard line.
Big stop and a chance to make it a 2-score game once again. Bedford takes over in Panther territory. They're at the 44-yard line with 2:08 to go here in the third.
Best field position of the day for the Bulldogs offense. They have a 4-receiver set. Hilton behind May. In the pistol formation, now he'll motion out to the right-hand side. May takes the snap, looks over the middle. It's a screen inside for Casamassino. He didn't have very many blockers for a screen pass.
No.
And he gets ahead still for 2, maybe 3 yards.
That was kind of a... That was a rough throw because you're throwing. He was surrounded by Panthers, and one false move and it could have been another turnover right there.
No turnover though, as the ball is marked at the 42-yard line. A 2-yard gain gives the Bulldogs 2nd and 8. 2 receivers slot left. A split out to the right and a wing to the right. Helton to the left of May. Motion right to left. They give it to Westcott. He takes it to the left-hand side. Met at the 40-yard line, falling ahead to the 38. It'll be 3rd down for the Bulldogs. And we'll call it 4 yards.
So slow and steady progress there. A couple of run plays, picking up 2-3 yards at a pop. And now it's 3rd and 4, very manageable, and also within the realm of making it a 4-down situation.
Yeah, unless they try a quick kick on 4th down. Depends on the result of this play. Again, if you get positive yardage, I would assume it's 4-down territory. 3 receivers to the left-hand side. 1 split out well out to the wide side of the field. Helton behind May, in motion left to right. Westcott, they give it to Helton. Stiff arms the first player, and he's got 1st down yardage, just tripped up. And couldn't quite break free Nathan Case with the shoestring tackle, but 1st down yardage for the Bulldogs. And have you noticed that the Bulldogs offense is taking that slow and steady pace here in the 3rd quarter?
Yeah, Helton, by the way, met in the backfield, was able to shake off that tackle attempt, making the 1st down, and he would have gotten a lot more if he hadn't been tripped up. Clock is down to 19 seconds. I think Coach Matthews bring everybody sideline. They're just going to wait and continue in the 4th quarter. So 3 quarters in the books, and the Bulldogs lead 21-14. This has been a great game. Definitely one that's lived up to the build-up.
Absolutely. 2 athletic teams, as Coach Matthews alluded to in the coach's interview at pregame. Both teams, but especially this Nashua South team, they have athletes all across the skill positions on their offensive side of the ball. You can see why they like that spread format, 4 and 5 wide receivers at times, and giving it to those skilled players to try to make plays out in the open field.
So let's give you a little rundown of what should be coming up on BCTV this week. Of course, tomorrow, 3 o'clock, it is field hockey from Exeter against the Blue Hawks. That'll be the quarterfinal in the Division I tournament. We know for sure Football Friday next week, November 1st, 6 o'clock, I believe you said the kickoff is?
6:30.
6:30.
6:30.
And that'll be radio only, but video delay. We will have our camera crew with us, but the internet situation in Keene isn't up to snuff to get video live out, so we're going to do radio and then bring the video back home.
Man, don't talk like Keene is a third world country here, Harry.
Hey, what happened the last time we were at that game?
Yeah, it was rough. That was rough. We went out on radio only on my cell phone, basically. So
yes.
1st and 10 from the 28.
May with the back on either side, they shift. We haven't seen a lot of those shifts, but they go back to a 2-tight, 2-wing. May takes the snap, hands it to Helton. He starts in the middle, now goes to the left side of the line and ahead for a good 1st down gain, marked at the 21-yard line.
Nice 7-yard pickup there by Helton. And Coach Matthews really is leaning on Helton in this game.
7 on the play.
He's been involved in 60% of the offensive plays easily.
As he should be. A Player of the Year type candidate, you need to be giving him the ball, and probably not getting as much consideration as he normally would because he's playing only half the game for most of the games this season. 2-tight, 2-wing set for May. Helton behind him. Pistol formation, 2nd and 3. Motion right to left is Matthews. They hand it to Helton. He's inside the 20-yard line. 2-yard gain.
They're going to
Call
mark
it
him
3rd
right
and 1.
at the 20. Yeah.
3rd and 1.
Down and 1.
Now, important possession here too, as you get down, they're just knocking on the red zone. You do have a field goal kicker.
This is kind of on the edge of what Petrie's range is, at least based on the warm-ups we saw last week.
From here, it would be a 37-yard attempt. 2 tight, 2 wing formation for May. Helton behind him. Same formation. Motion left to right. They give it to Westcott. He takes it to the right-hand side. Met behind the line of scrimmage. He gets back to the 20, but not a first down. So this is that conversation.
Panthers blew it up good there.
What is Petrie's range? And I think we're out of his range as May keeps the offense on the field. 4th and 1.
No gain on the play. Makes it 4th down and 1.
And again, here's where you want to at least have the option under center do a quarterback sneak, but that is not a formation in the Bulldogs offense. So they'll go 2 tight, 2 wings. No, they will not. They'll go trips bunch to the right-hand side. May has help behind him. 7 yards from the line of scrimmage. And now we'll get a timeout by the Panthers. 9:48 to go in this game. 21-14 is the score. The Bulldogs lead by 7.
In that formation, the Panthers only had one linebacker on the far side of the field, and I can see a handoff right there with Helton cutting to the outside. He'd only have one man to beat. And since all he needs is a yard, it's just a foot race to the sideline.
Sure is.
That's probably why they called the timeout right there, because it was a little vulnerable.
Yeah, I don't know if we can see the set there even on a replay, but we didn't have a full play. But yeah, that's tough. I mean, there's a stand-up tight end on that left-hand side. Flex perhaps just a little bit out from that left tackle. And again, you know, you're trying to get him to the second level to get a block on that linebacker, trying to break contain and spring help. But we've seen them run to the trip side as well and getting hat on hat, having help make a cut after having, again, his normal spectacular vision of the field. So all kinds of different options. 4th and 1. We'll see what they do. Same formation. Trips bunch to the right-hand side. Suazo's the stand-up end on the left-hand side, tight to the left tackle.
They need to get past the 19.
May barks the signals, tries the hard count. They stay. Helton brings it to that left-hand side. He's got a first down and smashes into those second-level defenders. First down, Bulldogs inside the 15.
The defenders all followed the trip receivers. They just had the one linebacker right there. One-on-one. Well, it was that really 2-on-1. He split the number 75 there.
Yeah, you see Suazo released and started to look inside for the linebacker, and they left the cornerback alone. They think Helton has the better chances if he's taken on one-on-one by a wide side corner. In that case, it paid off. Helton with about a 5-yard gain. 6-yard gain as it's marked at the 13-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs in Panther territory. 2 tights, 2 wings. May takes the snap, hands it off to Helton. Similar play, similar result. This time a stiff arm gets Helton free. He's met at the goal line, but he's in. Touchdown, Helton. No flags, 13-yard touchdown by Helton. And he delivered a blow right there at the goal line. Watch this, stiff arm there at the 10. He gets ahead of steam and boom, he crashes into Emmons right at the goal line.
Yeah, Emmons was not going to stop him from crossing that goal line.
Touchdown, Helton. Great shot at the replay there. It was quite a collision. And they both were a little staggered after that hit. 27-14, the PAT to come. 9:14 left here in the 4th quarter.
Actually, that replay, that end zone replay showed the cut that Helton made just blew up the near defender. It really just like broke his ankles on the play.
A little bit of a pause there. I think Emmons was a bit staggered after that, and I wouldn't be surprised if Helton was a bit staggered after that. It was a great collision, all legal, no helmet to helmet or anything like that, just 2 big bodies hitting each other. PAT is here. Snap is back. It's down. It's up. It looks good. It is good, but
Offside.
I think they were off.
Bring the band down a little bit. That was offside.
The band's excited. They thought it was good, but they were offside on the defense, so half the distance.
Yeah, half the Panthers' defensive line was over the line of block that kick.
And with that half the distance, it looks like Coach Matthews might try for 2 here.
Interesting.
He does. As Petrie comes off, they make some substitutions, and they're going to go for 2 as the ball is marked on the 1.5 yard line. So the offside on the extra point attempt puts the ball on the 1.5 yard line. The Bulldogs offense trots back on. Coach Matthews talks to senior quarterback Jack May, who trots back to the huddle. 27-14. The Bulldogs just went up on a 13-yard run by Helton, and now, because it's a bit closer, they'll go for 2. Casamassino to the right of May in the backfield. Motion left to right. They'll hand it to Matthews. He cuts it up in the middle. It looked like he extended pass, and he did. Near side official signals it's good. 2-point conversion is good by Matthews on the 1.5 yard conversion. 29-14 is your score. The Bulldogs ahead by 15.
And that puts added pressure now on the Panthers. Not only do they need 2 touchdowns, they got to convert on at least 1 2-point conversion, and we don't even know if they kick their extra points, so they go for 2 every time, so they've got to make 1 of those. Actually, even if they go 50-50, that's not enough. That's
got to make
14 points.
You got to make them both.
So that's a lot of pressure on the Panthers right now with just 9:14 to go. 2 timeouts remain for the Panthers, 1 for the Bulldogs. Bedford responding after giving up an opening drive touchdown, big run. Panthers scoring on their first possession of this half,
58-yard run by Emmons. And that was a wonderful way for the Panthers to start this second half, but since then they've given up 2 touchdowns, a 7-yard touchdown catch to Westcott, and now a 13-yard touchdown run by Helton. Helton's 3rd touchdown of the game. The Bulldogs again up by 2 scores at least. Petrie will kick it off left to right. He's been squibbing them low and lining, and it goes down to the 30-yard line. It bounces there, taken at the 18-yard line by the Panthers. Squirting around and out past the 30-yard line was Colin Kuchanik. And the Panthers will take over on their 32.
Let's see if the Panthers continue their hurry-up offense. They need to preserve their time here. They need 15 points to tie 16 to take the lead.
Tough putt given how the Bulldogs defense has played throughout the season and even here in this game. So Jackson back to the line of scrimmage. A little confusion in the backfield as to the formation, but now they get a tight left. Fakes the handoff and looks downfield, delivers it over the middle. Big hit right there, jars the ball loose. Ooh, wow. They see some flags come down. And that, wow. I did not see a foul there. I don't think he led with his helmet. Maybe they were thinking it was.
It was a shoulder tackle.
Shoulder to shoulder.
And he knocked the ball free.
Yeah, he did.
Watch this.
That was Matthews.
Catch.
Yeah, that's shoulder to shoulder. And they threw the flag right away, but I think they're going to call this a personal foul. That is a rough call. He was there right as the ball got there. It is incomplete. And to us up here, it looked like, oh wow, they called a legal man downfield. That was a little strange and totally unexpected. Because of the timing of when those flags came out, it honestly looked like they were going to throw a penalty flag on Matthews, but big number 77 was about 6 yards, 7 yards downfield. So they're going to call the legal man downfield on Trevor Stevens. And so what we thought was going to be a personal foul on the Bulldogs is actually a 5-yard penalty on the Panthers.
We're getting really exercised here. So yeah, interesting. They're going to take that. It should still be first down.
It is first down, right? So
interesting that the Coach Matthews chose the yardage over the down.
1st and 15. Jackson looks to the near side now. Delivers it over the middle. Picked off. Matthews will sit down after intercepting the ball. And that was, again, a marvelous play in that secondary by Matthews.
I think Matthews has eyes behind his head because number 1, Justin Fisk, was about to strip the ball, and he decided to go, whoop, I'm down.
He sure was. A little surprised because Matthews likes to dance with that ball, and trying to get an interception return would have been fun
watch
for
Fisk.
him.
He's ready to strip the ball, and no, I'm sorry, I'm just going to sit down right here.
He sits down, and the Bedford Bulldogs offense stands up. They will take over on the Panthers' 42-yard line.
$128.
And again, marvelous field position. They started the last drive at the Nashua 44, this time at the Nashua 42, with 8:55 to go in this game and leading by 15.
Yeah, if they get any more points here, they can put this game away. Nice long drive.
Hand off to Westcott. He takes it to the left-hand side. He's got some room, and now even more room. Down to the 20, down to the 15, to the 10. Out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Fantastic run by Westcott. The senior halfback takes the handoff and jaunts ahead to about the 6-yard line. First down for the Bulldogs. First and goal at the 6.
It'll be first and goal for Bedford at the Panther 6-yard line.
Interesting, they didn't start with Helton on the field. I guess they're giving Brody a little chance to catch his breath. And maybe that hit at the goal line might have...
I think he might have actually been out there. He was to May's left, and they gave it to Westcott anyway.
Oh, yeah, he's out there now.
Trips bunch to the right, stand up end to the left. May takes the snap, hands to Helton. He goes to the left-hand side, runs into a crowd off the left tackle. Now he brings it back to the right. Gets inside the 5, down inside to the 3-yard line, and they'll mark him down there. 3-yard gain after about 20 or 30 yards of running.
I was going to say about a 20-yard run for 3 yards a game, but, you know, he's got the speed to stop dead, knowing he had nothing going in one direction, turns right around. And I was watching Jack Mann. I was wondering if Jack was going to throw himself in front of a defender. I'm thinking, you know, maybe you shouldn't do that. You know, just kind of, you know, let Brody take care of his own business here. We got to keep you upright for the game.
Second and goal from the 3. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, a back on either side. May will hand it to Westcott. He takes it off the right guard down to the 1-yard line.
That was Dustin Westcott with the carry.
It'll be third and goal from the 1. Oh, now they put it on the 2, so a little bit farther out than I anticipated. So a 1-yard gain. They mark it on the 2. Clock continues to run on that run play, tackled in bounds. And I'm sure Coach Matthews is going to say, let's let that tick a little bit. Hey, Jack, when you're ready to snap the ball, maybe look at that back, Judge. Let's run some time off here.
Well, a field goal would make it a 3-score game.
It sure would. I'm not sure they're going to settle for a field goal anyway, though. 2 tights, 2 wings, and we'll get a timeout. Coach Matthews will burn his last timeout of this game with 7:16 left in the game and holding a 15-point lead, threatening on the 2-yard line.
It's easy to listen to Bedford 105.1 online. Just go to either of our websites, wbnh.bedfordnh.org or bedford1051.com, and you will find a stream link right there. We also stream on apps like TuneIn, MyTuner, Simple Radio, and Radio Garden. Or if you have an Alexa device at home, just say, Alexa, play Bedford 105.1. I should also mention that at our website, you'll find a link to our Podbean page where we put on all our special shows like Souvenir and Suburban Underground. You can get those shows on demand for 14 days after they air. And speaking of Souvenir, you know, we won Best LPFM at the Granite Mics. Gardenia's Souvenir show came in second for Best Long-Form Programs. Congratulations to Gardenia.
Fantastic. Well done. Love to hear it. Handing out the hardware at the Broadcasters Association meeting this year. Fantastic. Snaps directly to Matthews. They go Wildcat. He makes a cut inside, and it's a touchdown. Matthews puts the Bulldogs up 35-14, and the Bulldogs will go for 1. 2-yard run by Matthews caps off the drive that started at the Nashua 42. They had a short field, and they take advantage. 7:11 to go here in the game, and the Bulldogs up by 21. PAT coming here. Snap is back. Hold is down. The kick is up. It looks good. It is good.
And
the Bulldogs go up 36-14 with 7:11 to go in the game.
Watching to see if the Panthers went off sides again. They did not. And Bedford with the 22-point lead. Never say never. Nothing's impossible, but 7:11 to go. You've got a three touchdown lead plus a 2-point conversion. And in the case of the Panthers, who really don't have a kicking game, you know, you're talking about 3 touchdowns and 3 extra points, or 3 2-point conversions. That is a pretty high bar.
Story again here in the second half. Turnovers versus not turnovers, right? We had 5 turnovers in the first half, 2 interceptions and a fumble by the Bulldogs, a turnover on downs and an interception by the Panthers in the first half. We were at halftime 14-14, and then the Bulldogs pulled away here in the second half. They've had some much better ball security, whereas the Panthers have turned it over on downs and thrown an interception in ensuing possessions. So they've paid for it. Points off turnovers for the Bulldogs here, and they're out ahead by 22. Petrie makes his run up. Kicks it to the left-hand side, this time taken by the up back at the 30-yard line. Brought to the middle of the field and tackled at the 35 after a 5-yard return. That is Gus Smiley on the return for the Panthers. They will have the ball at their own 35 to start this possession, just their 4th of the second half. So this pace of play has slowed down quite a bit.
You're listening to WVNH LP Bedford 105.1.
Look at that professional radio guy with a radio voice. I love it.
That's 9 o'clock. I had to do an ID.
Jackson with the keeper. That time he did call his own number, had the option to give it to Emmons as he was going by, but he's tackled at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Jake Sheff with the tackle. We've called his name several times today.
As we should. The senior captain doing a marvelous job throughout this season.
On senior night.
Handoff on a misdirection, coming back to the left side. Looked like that was Colin Levesque, number 5 on the carry.
Alex Bissonette leading the tackles there.
3 or 4 yard gain, we'll call it, out to the 39-yard line. 3rd and 6. Jackson takes the snap. He rolls to his right, sets his feet, now feels backside pressure. He's going to pull it down. Now he's going to throw it over the middle. It's complete, but we're going to have a cut block back here on the 32-yard line. As the pursuit was coming from the backside by Brennan Krause. He took a tough chop block, and that play's coming back.
Yeah, that's how they eliminated the rush there. But that rollout, very Josh Allen-esque there, taking it to the sideline, looking down the sideline for the receiver.
Yeah, Harry, we don't appreciate Buffalo Bills references here in New Hampshire. I'm just letting you know.
Just saying.
Oh, you're just saying. Okay.
Just saying.
That's
very,
a personal.
Very Josh Allen.
Okay, very Josh Allen. Let us never speak of Josh Allen again. No, I'm kidding. A marvelous quarterback. Seen a lot of success here early in his career. And yes, I do agree.
He's known for that play. He's known for the rollout to the right and then hitting a player.
As a righty quarterback, it's much easier to roll to your right instead of having to get your hips and shoulders around when you roll left. Chop block here pushes the Panthers back. They mark it on their own 24-yard line. It is 3rd and about 21. They need to get out to the 45. Draw play here for Jackson. He takes it up the middle, now goes out to the right. He's met by 4 Bedford defenders at the 29-yard line. A 5-yard gain will bring up 4th and 16.
Gently brought to the ground.
Panthers are going to be forced to punt here as the ball is on their own 29. And 4th and 16 down in distance. 5:34 to go in the game.
Little funky town.
Harry's getting excited. He's ready to go out on the town on this Friday night in Manch.
Welcome to Funky Town.
Funky Town, and the snap goes over the head of the punter. He's all the way back at his goal line, covers it in the end zone. His knee was down, and that's going to be a safety. There it is, hands over the head The official was right there. The snap went over Preston Boyd's head, and he had to track it all the way into his own end zone. So a safety for the Bulldogs puts them up 38-14. And things have gone from bad to worse for the Panthers here in the second half.
Yeah, and the Bulldogs will be getting the ball here on a kick, and I'm wondering if we might see some bench players coming out. Parker Boschman maybe getting a few snaps here. Now they've got a 24-point lead with 5:17 to play.
So kicking from their own 20-yard line, Panthers will likely be giving up good field position again for the Bulldogs. And I think you're right. I think we're going to see some substitutions on the offensive side of the ball for the Bulldogs. May see Winston Hune and others coming out to give help.
Haven't seen Hune all day. It's kind of unusual. He's had some bigger roles in the last few weeks, but we'll probably see him. He's out there on this this punt, this post-safety punt.
We have seen Eric Millis getting some carries too, the senior running back, but he's been injured the last couple of weeks. Not suited up tonight either. And the Panthers will elect to punt from the 20-yard line. They have the option of kicking from a tee or punting, and they're going to opt to punt. 5:17 to go in this game. They punt it and get a good one off. It drives Matthews back to his own 35-yard line where he fields it. He's coming to the near side. He's into Panther territory. A flag is down, so that's going to come back, but he's tackled at the 35, pulled all the way back, and again, Coach Matthews is going to get fired up. The whistle blew at least 3 seconds before Matthews was finally pushed down, and now we get a flag after the play too.
Player taking the helmet off, number 71.
Likely an unsportsmanlike. I'm not sure.
Connor Flaherty.
I think Flaherty was coming in from the sideline. I don't think he was on for that, but maybe they're calling him because he hadn't put his helmet on. He's not on the punt return team, so that would be an awkward play.
Well,
to throw a flag on.
The tackle was definitely excessive. Like you said, the whistle blew, and they kept driving, and they threw the player back, threw Matthews back.
We also did have an illegal block, whether it was a hold or a block in the back. I'm not quite sure what they called there. So,
and we'll see how they call this. This might not be offsetting. This may be penalty, and then penalty after the play. So it could be walk back, walk forward.
The officials sorting it out. Near side linesman talking to Coach Matthews.
There's 3 flags on the field.
All kinds of dirty laundry. Littering the field in between the 45 and 47.
Okay, block in the back or on Bedford. Then
unsportsmanlike.
Dead ball foul. Unsportsmanlike. Bedford. Well, I guess they're just calling 2 penalties. But an unsportsmanlike, which was the tackle.
There might be unsportsmanlike on Bedford because they're marching them back at least 15 yards.
No, they indicated it was Nashua, that Nashua South, that, no.
I think he pointed as a first down. They marched the Bulldogs all the way back to their own 30-yard line. So that was probably 2 penalties on the Bulldogs. And again, Coach Matthews not pleased with this getting a little sloppy here in the 4th.
Well, especially after the excessive force on tackle. You'd think Nashua South would have gotten a flag on that.
Now, I don't know if it was conduct or if they called the helmet type issue, but either
way. It might have been that, because they threw the flag in the general direction of Flaherty.
So 5:07 left on the clock in this game.
And Flaherty was pretty demonstrative as he came on the field, like he was upset about the tackle.
I don't blame him. But either way, May takes the snap, hands it off. Westcott breaks a couple tackles. He's still going, and out beyond the 35. He's tackled at the 37. Great run there by Westcott. 7 yards. It's 2nd and 3. It looked like the Panthers thought they had him wrapped up, but Westcott just kept those legs moving and got an extra 3 or 4 yards after initial contact. Starters still out there for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, surprising.
A back on either side of May. Slot right, split out to the left is Suazo all alone. To the field. May takes the snap, hands it to Helton. He's hit at the line of scrimmage and goes down, maybe even for a 1-yard loss. Senior captain Kevin Debussy makes the stop. Spotted at the 42, so no gain. 3rd and 3 for the Bulldogs with 4 minutes to go in this game and leading by 24. 38-14 is your score. The Bulldogs offense quite efficient here in the second half. They've scored a touchdown on all 3 of their possessions.
It was a good recovery game, too. They had a sloppy, turnover-filled first half. They gave up the tying touchdown on the first drive of the second, and it's been all Bedford since.
May takes the snap, toss sweep to Helton. He goes to the left, takes it out, and then cuts it back inside into the middle, out to the 49-yard line, but there's a hold that will be called back at the 33-yard line and will back the Bulldogs up. So first down gain is wiped out by a hold. Looks like they're going to call it on left tackle Connor Flaherty. There's the call, and the Bulldogs will march backwards. Clock is stopped at 3:30 to go in this game.
So they'll have them marked at about the 27, and it'll make it a 3rd and 13.
Pleading his case to the referee was Flaherty, saying, come on, man, I'm just pushing him. But they say, no, you weren't. They throw the yellow hanky and march the Bulldogs back. So too tight, Yes, too tights. Trips to the right, bunched close to the right tackle. May burns some time off the clock as they restart it. Helton behind him. Helton takes the handoff. Takes it to the right tackle. Back to the line of scrimmage. No more. And it will be 4th down and about 12 or 13. And for just the second time of the day, the Bulldogs punt team will come out and will punt this away. .240 and ticking in this game. And again, that attention to ball security here in the second half by the Bulldogs has paid off for them. 3 touchdowns, one by Westcott, one by Helton, and one by Matthews. Has them ahead by 24 points. Tied at 14 at halftime. And the Panthers have yet to score here. Punt is away. Bounces near side, just over the 50-yard line. And fielded at the 45. It'll be downed by Noah Casamasino, and the Panthers offense will trot back on the field.
The Panthers will start this drive with good field position at their own 45.
We'll have football for you next Friday. We're going to load up the van and head out to Keene, one of our favorite towns.
What kind of van do you have? Do you have a bad guy van?
I mean, it's like one of those Mystery Machine vans.
Is it like one of those ones that doesn't have any windows on it and like the
It
weird
says
circle
free candy
window?
on it.
Yeah, it's a little weird circle window in the back. Those are definitely bad guy vans.
But we're going to go to Keene. We're going to bring you the game live on radio, and we will videotape the game for you. Play it for you when we get back. That'll be the regular season finale. 6:30 kickoff.
Jackson swings it wide to the right. It's incomplete. Intended receiver was Colin Kachanik.
Very close to being a lateral and fumble.
It was quite close, and that was right on our line. As we are sitting about the 45-yard line. It was very close to being a backwards pass and a live ball. They call it incomplete. 2nd and 10 for Jackson. Jackson's had a very active game here. We don't have stats live on demand, but he's been carrying the ball as he does here. Option play, missed tackle, breaks 1 or 2, and gets ahead for an 8-yard gain into Bedford territory, tackled at the 47-yard line.
And they tackle him inbounds too, so the clock continues to run. 1:50.
3rd and 2 for the Panthers. 4 receivers set for Jackson. Takes the snap. hands it off up the middle. Getting ahead is Levine for first down yardage. He's tackled at the 44. They may give him the 43.
That will stop the clock until the chains are moved and things will restart. 133.
First and 10, empty backfield for Jackson. Takes the snap, left side. Bringing it back, it's complete. And now bringing it back across the formation, and a horse collar tackle on Kachanik.
And James Tamulevich, guilty of that.
Tamulevich. We've had trouble with that name all season. Sorry, Mrs. Tamulevich, but we got it right that time. Horse collar tackle will give 15 yards. Oh no, they're going to call it face mask. It looked like a horse collar, but it's a face mask. And it's 15 yards either way, so the Panthers march ahead. They'll have a first down at the 23-yard line is where they finally stop moving. And the Panthers are knocking on the door of the red zone, looking for their first points of the second half. Jackson hands it off. Left side of the line. Falling forward was Levine for 6 yards. We'll call it 2nd and 4. We're down to about a minute to go in this game. The Bulldogs ahead 38-14, but the Panthers trying to get one last score here. Tackled in the backfield, Jake Sheff slicing through and tackling Levine. Perhaps a tackle for loss, or maybe no gain. No gain, so it's 3rd and 4. Jackson sends a man in motion, left to right. They'll fake it to him, hand it off. Levine stumbles ahead. He's got a first down, so they move the sticks again. They stop the clock temporarily as they reset the chains. Harry, last thoughts here as we tick inside 30 seconds.
Well, like I said before, this was a good answer game. They had a very rough first half. They gave up the first touchdown to Nashua South in the second half. Remember, they tied it up 14-all on that long 58-yard run. And, you know, a lesser team might have crumbled under that. And Bedford just hunkered down and started racking up the touchdowns.
The Bulldogs persevere. They racked up 3 touchdowns in a row and answered quite well. They went up by 24 points, and that's how it will end. 38-14 is your final score. The top clock hits all zeros. Bulldogs answer that test. Tied at 14 at halftime. 24 unanswered points here in the second half after, you said, the Panthers with that 58-yard touchdown run.
That's right.
And the Bulldogs.
That came off the opening kickoff.
Yeah, the opening drive, right? So the Bulldogs moved to 8-0 on the season, 7-0 in New Hampshire.
And they not only clinched the conference championship, the West Conference, but they are very likely the #1 seed going into the tournament. And there you go. They will have a bye on the first week of the tournament, which is the 9th of November.
Helton with three touchdowns, a touchdown by Westcott and a touchdown by Matthews. All scores for the Bulldogs. Touchdowns by Levine and who was the other one? Emmons for the Panthers.
Right.
And that's how it'll end. 38-14. Thank you very much to the BCTV crew for providing coverage this evening.
Andrew Fenn producing on site here. Thank you very much. And of course, Bill Jennings on camera.
Cam McDonald on camera too, bringing that second point of view. Thank you so much. And then Replay Jones back in the booth. For Harry Kozlowski, I'm Corey Munster-Tiger. Have a great night, everybody. We'll join you next Friday for football action in Keene.